Coming up on Now You Made It Awkward podcast. Yeah, at least you don't have any like ridiculous, like some crazy stuff.
Well, they're the 17s, and they're a little bit harder to find.
Yeah, but it's not some oddball.
But
crazy.
I'm looking forward to getting my Jeep lift conversion done on that wagon and putting the bigger tires on it because I want some more rubber. It's going to be fun.
Sure.
You don't have to like it. You just got to shut the hell up.
I don't know if you know me. And he had to beat it to death to kill it with whatever he had nearby. Like, I forgot what he had in the truck, and he beat it to death and then had to take this bloody fucking thing out of his mirrors. And, like, he pulled me over, he yelled at me, and he's like, "You were going 86 miles an hour." I was like, "Really?" Like, "Oh, speedo's off." Because it said I was doing 89. And he was not happy.
I was racing the prairie dog. Leave me alone.
I was racing the prairie dog.
Rose enters stream and is able to
dream
right there.
She did not enter dream. She entered the dreaming.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
So I do have a question for you boys. As I adjust the audio slightly here. There we go. That's what I was lacking. That button right there. How do we feel about the concept of demon possession? Thoughts, possibilities, beliefs?
Oh,
Do you think demon possession is a thing?
has to be.
Okay. Do you think it's real, or do you think it's possibly just people with psycho problems?
I don't know. I don't know. Having not seen any proof laid out in front of me or seen it in real life, I still believe it's possible.
Okay. What do
That's what you were talking about yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one reason why I was bringing it up.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that there's probably some portion of it that I believe that's out there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does exist in like almost every version of the Bible, you know, going all the way back to either the Talmud or even, you know, depending on which religion is basing their Old Testament, they all basically have something revolving around demons or demon possession, or as they put it, like evil spirit possession, realistically. But because I did a review yesterday on an Exorcist movie, it got me researching.
Was it one of the newer one?
It was called, we
The
talked about
Exorcist of Pope.
the Pope's Exorcist.
Okay, yeah, the Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah, so we did a review for that. So shout out to Dante. But it got me on that idea because I may or may not have been party to an exorcism back in high school.
Okay.
Not entirely certain if it was real, but it had like watching a documentary on an exorcism and watching what they were going through and the way the person was acting and stuff. And I'm like, maybe I really was actually like somewhat involved in an actual exorcism, though I don't know why, you know, a couple of high school Christian dudes would have the ability to excise a demon, but I guess, you know, depending on how it worked. So actually what happened was we were doing a, what was that called? That the Christian kind of group situation in high school. I forgot what they named that. There was like FCA or something like that, Future Christians of America, or Christian Leadership, something like that. I forget. We had a couple different groups, but I had just gotten into church and stuff back then, and I already knew these guys from, you know, just being in school with them forever. And so we had a little group thing over at one dude's house, and this one guy, Steven, had been acting weird. Like, we're just doing basically a Bible study. So he had been acting odd. He's already a weird dude to begin with, but like
he needs Jesus.
I mean, we all needed Jesus, to be fair.
Well, to be fair.
Oh, don't say to be fair. I hate when people say to be fair. It sounds like to be fair.
To be fair. Well, to be fair.
So he starts getting real quiet, and then he starts breathing really heavy, like through his nose, like kind of snarling a little bit and acting really strange. And myself and God, who was it with me? Because I know it was Wesley, Steven, I think it was a guy named Jared, and then somebody else with me. And like we were like the baby Christians. They were more of the leaders of the particular group. And when Steven started acting really strange, they're like, Okay. It's like, and so I don't know who brought up the idea of maybe he's possessed by something. So they kick us out of the room, close the door, and they say they're going to pray with him and everything else like this. And so we're literally standing outside the door praying, and like we hear a lot of commotion. And even one point, like a really loud thud, which we found out later he had kicked this. They had a bunk bed situation because it's like their little brother's room. And he kicked that like hardwood built fucking thing like as hard as he fucking could and actually moved it a little bit while they were praying over him. And we hear him yelling and all this other stuff. And then like everything suddenly goes quiet. And like while we're standing outside the door, I feel this weird like rush of cold air. Like no actual air moved, but like this cold wave like go through me. And like just felt like all the negative possible emotions you could feel, like all at once, like just a fucking wave comes over me. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then everything goes quiet in the room, and like they come out and they say, okay, well that was something. He's like, is he okay? He's like, yeah, he's okay. They're like, what was that noise? And that's when they say that he kicked the bed really hard. And it's like, okay. It's like, is he gonna be okay? It's like, we're gonna leave him to pray for a little bit by himself and relax, and then check on him. And like 10-15 minutes later, went and checked on him, and like he's like deathly pale and like sweating, and like it was like, what the fuck happened?
Dead heart attack.
I mean, kind of, but it's like, but having watched this documentary done by the guy who actually made The Exorcist way back when, William Friedkin. So he actually got connected with Father Amort, who was literally the Pope's exorcist. Like that was his gig. So he said, hey, I've done all this work around exorcisms. I've made the movies, all this other stuff. You're a fan of my work. Can I tag along on one of your exorcisms? Because I want to film it. So he documents the whole thing. You can find it. I had to find it on one of these other streaming services called Plex.
Whoa.
But,
okay.
Yeah. So
Other.
Yeah, other. But because apparently the rights to that particular film have gone into the ether, so all the mainstream guys can't show it, I guess. So, but a very interesting documentary, because you could easily see how anyone would just fake it, right? And watching it brought me all the way back to that, going, okay, I know these are theater kids, but it would be weird for them to want to like play a prank on us when we're supposed to be doing like a serious Bible study. It's like they could do it, yes, but everything I experienced in the moment seemed very fucking real, especially like being hit with that like cold wave and the negative emotions and shit. I was like, okay, that was really strange. And then watching an actual exorcism on film of a woman who's on her 9th exorcism. Like they keep trying to exorcise this fucking possession, and they've failed up to this point. And it was so fucking similar, like, quintessential shit that I experienced in that. Even like the strange acting, the kind of trance-like state, and while I didn't hear it from Steven in the video, whenever you watch, like, say, Supernatural, somebody's taken over by a demon, their voice changes and stuff like that. On this video, you hear this woman speaking in a voice that's not hers, and it sounds like it's a multi-layered voice. Now, can a film producer make this happen? Sure.
They do all the time.
They can do it all the time, but it would feel very dishonest if he actually just added an effect to her voice and stuff. Could he have? Sure. I'd never seen anybody debunking it or anything, but then again, I only just watched it yesterday. So maybe some deeper research, but it was like fucking weird, like everything about it. And then he even says that afterwards, they did they thought the whole thing was done. Like, okay, she's cool, she's calm, she feels better, everything else like that. And then the family decides, before we go, will you pray over her father? Make sure, bless him, pray over him, make sure it's good. As soon as Father Amort starts blessing him, she starts freaking out again and doing the demon voice. And she's no longer being held back by several men holding her in a chair. Like she had 4 dudes holding her in a chair and she's pushing them off of her. That's how fucking strong she was. And like so they thought everything was cool, and then starting to bless her parents, the demon starts freaking out again, demon, quote unquote. So it's like, holy fuck. And then as soon as it starts preying on over her mom, it gets like violent. And then they once again go into trying to depossess her again. It's like,
I'll be right back with you. Give me a minute.
yeah, literally. It's like, okay, well, they clearly see what's going on. It's like, okay, so these prayers are still pissing it off. And so they once again do a thing over her, and supposedly everything's settled. Good. Mind you, the director, William Friedkin's got all this film footage. He gets contacted a little while later by her and her fiance or boyfriend. It says, hey, we'd like to follow up with you. Will you meet us at this church in this other remote town in Italy? Because I had to go to Italy to film all this. And they're like, okay. On the day of, they don't show up. And it's like, oh, sorry about that. We meant this location. They go to that location. They're still not there. Then they get an angry phone call from them saying, where are you? We've been waiting on you for hours. And it's like, and then they're like, well, we're here where you told us to be. And I said, no, we're here inside this chapel. And they're like, okay, that's not where you told us to go. So they go meet him. And then conveniently, this is the part where I'm like, okay, what the fuck? They don't take a camera in with them. And then they say that basically, like, between her, who is now speaking in the demon voice again, and her boyfriend, they threaten them, they threaten their families and everything else like that to delete the footage. Like, give us the footage. Do not release it or anything else like that. But then it started saying, like, no, I want that footage out there. I want people to see it. And then the boyfriend's like, no, you will give it to me. So, like, even, like, now you've got crazy demon lady and her boyfriend arguing opposite sides of the point and threatening the director and his producer for their lives over this footage. And basically they just fucking hightail it out of there.
I don't know if there's any truth to any of the lore we've seen over and over in a million different things.
Yeah.
This guy's not really good at his job.
No, it's like in this case, it probably wasn't good, but they even said that, because they interviewed another person who had been demon possessed and her husband, who became a very close friend of Father Amort and actually followed him around on like 1,500 cases. Like this dude like went everywhere with him. They interviewed him. They interviewed his, I guess, wife, which is how they got connected, because he did an exorcism on her and actually cured her. Whereas this particular woman, whatever it is not letting go. Her name was Christina or Christine. Yeah. And so
Possessing a car. Is that what it is?
right. Yeah. But it was just like up until that we didn't film this, and then we're going to tell you a crazy story that we didn't catch on film. That situation, I was like, okay, I'm on board until that weirdness happened.
Yeah.
But I guess like, cause there's obviously conjecture, and there always has been, believers and non-believers, but that's one thing the movie itself covers, where they said is like 98% of exorcisms are just people with psychological disorders, but 2%, that's pure evil, whatever that might be. That's what they actually say in the movie. And even, to where the actual guy basically did the exact same thing. If he went to go exorcise somebody, he would analyze them, ask them questions. He knew all the telltale signs. They didn't make their certain number, whatever, refer them to a psychologist or some type of therapist or doctor. Otherwise, he's got to pull out the gear, so to speak. So very interesting idea. But I mean, given what I've witnessed, and of course reading the Bible and stuff like that, and then what Hollywood has done, I would say at least with this one particular movie, following a real guy based off of his memoirs, the lines of reality definitely got blurred there for me personally. Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting topic, demon possession. Because sometimes you see people who will change on a fucking dime and there's no reason for it whatsoever.
Well, I've seen plenty of that. 8 years in our county jail, I've seen people just flip out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
there is evil in this world. It exists, but it's humanity. That's I spent 8 years seeing the worst of the worst and people on their worst days of their lives. And I don't know, you get used to it and inured to all the craziness, but
That part's true, I believe.
But you do see some stuff, how can people do this? Life sentences for multiple counts of child rape and stuff like that. I mean, why? How?
Yeah, what could drive somebody to be like truly evil?
An individual was got sentenced to the death penalty. He killed his mother, killed his father, killed his grandmother. I mean, just craziness. And these dudes were on lockdown in solitary. The whole 2 years they sat there in county waiting on a TTC bus.
They're just waiting on a bus for 2 years.
What they call their pin packet, catch and chain up.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
They've been sentenced. They've gone through trial, and they're waiting for transportation up to TTC.
I got you. But yeah, I mean, I think that there are some people like. There's even been a movie called The Devil Made Me Do It, that kind of stuff like that, and where what was it, The Exorcism of Emily Rose,
Mm-hmm.
They literally go to trial to try to figure out, is this woman possessed or is she just fucking crazy? And then, of course, the end result is, shoulder shrug. Maybe. Sounds like something that makes sense, So, I don't know. That was just on my mind, and just, I've seen drastic changes of behavior of people. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then, like, sometimes you go, like, okay, maybe they're just an alcoholic or they got a drug problem or whatever. Maybe bad genes, brain broken. We've seen a lot of that. And then other times you're just like, oh, maybe there is fucking true evil out there and it is picking people up.
Oh, 100%.
Picking people up and using them for evil purposes. So that's a fun way to start this episode.
Yeah.
Demon possession.
Yeah, we're in a great mood.
Well, I mean, I was already in a weird mood, so it is what it is. But let's get rolling, guys. So let's go with welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, episode 132. I am a tired and or possibly sick Shoky. I don't know. I feel like ass today. It is what it is. And my leg hurts, but it's slightly better than it was yesterday. But, of course, you can follow me on all the Shoky-related things down below, whether that's Shoky Review, Shoky Reviews 2, or the Doesn't Have to Make Sense live stream channel. And, of course, if you want to like and subscribe to any of those and or this show, that would be fantastic. And, of course, we gained like 3 subscribers in the last 3 weeks. So
Good.
1 week. And I entirely attribute that to you guys sharing it because I don't think it's getting out there under normal circumstances.
Yes.
So, and of course, if you want to help support this channel and my other ones and get the full uncut video version of this podcast, you can do so at the Shoky Reviews Patreon down below. For as little as $5 a month, you can just get access to that, or you can pick other different levels, whatever it might be. I almost forgot to get the episode up this morning.
Yeah, it was a little late.
Yeah, but that was my fault because I had an editing fail on Saturday, which caused the podcast to get behind. So I didn't even get a chance to listen to the uncut on Saturday like I normally would do. So because I needed to get at the uncut version of our last taste test video, which, guys, make sure you go check out the taste test videos we did. And I forgot some of the footage that was some of the key hilarities.
Yes, that's the one we're looking for.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I uploaded the uncut version and then realized, oh, hell, there's 6 minutes of footage I forgot to add to that. So I was like, now I had to stop putting out the podcast to put that up, so to get that up in time on Saturday. So it is what it is. And, of course, the voice you hear is the Jefe is back.
Yep, I'm back.
I got to remember to change the name card back. And you can follow him at Grounded and Grumpy on the Instagrams. And then, of course, over here, we do have the Chatto.
How's it going?
And the proprietor of C4 Graphics.
Yay.
You got it right.
So did I hear you mentioning you have an Instagram, but you don't do anything with it?
Yeah,
That's correct.
I have one for work, and then I have my own.
The personal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, it is what it is.
I just don't do a whole lot with it right now. I could change it up.
I keep forgetting to do anything with my own.
Yeah.
And I need to make one specifically for this show, because that would be the smart thing to do.
Mhm.
And speaking of this show, you can contact this show where, Jefe?
Now you made it awkwardmail at gmail.com.
Indeed. And elsewise?
Facebook on Now You Made It Awkward podcast. Messages, just like Sean's about to do.
Indeed. And Sean was so excited, he actually sent a message in a little bit early.
Oh, look at that.
He's like, hey, I just got an idea for my question, so I'm going to send it in now while I'm thinking about it. It's like, okie dokie. That's
Do that
fine.
more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. Well, last week he sent it in on Saturday because he was so excited.
Uh-oh.
And then it was a weird question. And then he yelled at me about our answers.
Really?
So he asked what our favorite Super Bowl performance of the national anthem was, which, not having seen that many of those, we only had like that big of a chunk of information.
Sean, I don't do sports. I give a damn.
I hit too many buttons that were wrong. So either way, so he said, "Hey, if you didn't like the Chris Stapleton one, you're an idiot." So I was like, "Okay, well, I never saw it, so it is what it is."
Yeah, I'm trying to remember myself. So
It's like, "Hey, I don't even know all of them." We went over a list of every single person who's performed it for the Super Bowl, and we're just like, "Well, I mean, it is what it is. We can't sit here and pull up every single video and risk copyright problems or whatever nonsense." So, all right, Shauna, what do you got?
Question for the pod. Hey, did anybody catch the USA versus Canada hockey game thingies?
Why did I know he was going to bring it up? We're going to talk about it
we're all
already.
prepared on that one, yeah.
Hefty's gonna walk us through it a little bit later.
Where them,
Or now, I guess.
Leaf suckers booed our national anthem.
Leaf
Or
suckers.
booed at us while it was being sang. Sung? Anyways, how'd that work out for you? Fuck sticks? You like that ass whooping? How about them fucking 3 fights in the first 9 minutes or 9 fights in the first 3 minutes? Whatever. Bitch,
9 seconds.
talk
I'll
your
correct
shit, get fucked up. That's how we roll. I love that about America, dude. I know we're bullies. I know we're cocky. I know we're assholes. And I know foreigners' opinions of us usually isn't very high. Usually fall into 3 categories: Yankees, Texans, or California. Hollywood, right? But it's so fucking funny to me when it's true. You know what I mean? Like, you talk this shit, we come out on the ice and fucking fight you for the first 3 minutes and then whoop your ass because you booed our national anthem. Oh my God. God bless America. I love you motherfuckers.
Okay, well, no, I didn't actually get a chance to watch any of the videos
Okay.
you sent. However, what I have is a screen.
You have the screen.
It has a
yes.
screen. What were we going to say?
I was gonna say I actually went and looked at it during work. So
Yeah. So actually, I need to pull that.
Chewy and I were laughing.
Yes.
So let me pull that.
Let me lay out what happened. Over the weekend, they had the Four Seasons tournament, which is essentially hockey's version of the All-Star game.
Four Nations tournament.
Yeah, Four Nations. There you go. But they, unlike Major League Baseball, where all they did was hit a ball, see who can hit it the farthest all day, or the NBA, where they have, the little skills contest, or the All-Star game in football, where everybody just kind of half-asses it, turns it into touch football. Hockey doesn't give a shit. It's one of the reasons I like hockey. Slowly getting back into it. I used to be a big fan.
A big van?
A big van.
Big van.
I like the Devils and the Dallas Stars.
Yes.
I like both of those teams. They were great. They went back-to-back Stanley Cups when I was a freshman in high school. And I remember staying up till like 2:30 in the morning in triple overtime waiting on that game to be finished.
That's when Mike Madonna and everything was all on the
And Eddie Belfour.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just
great.
a great series.
Yes.
It was back-to-back defense. I think it was like 2-3.
Oh, I was watching it too. So
It was ridiculous. But anyway, there when the game started, national anthem was playing. Everybody's standing on the ice as they should be, and all the Canadian fans started booing the national anthem. I mean, nonstop. Through
Yeah,
the
it was
entire
bad.
thing.
Hey, look, it's going to be y'all's national anthem soon enough, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly. That's a horrible way to treat your future overlords. So,
God, I can't wait to conquer Canada.
but when the puck dropped,
We're gonna
immediately
liberate them.
gloves came off.
yeah.
At 3 seconds in after the first fight, they went 2 more seconds, another fight.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, a third fight happened in the first 9 seconds of play on the clock.
Look like an episode of Shorzy.
They had 3 people in the penalty box.
Well, the first two were brothers, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, they're fighting each other?
No.
No.
One fought, and the
One
other
fought,
one was like, I'm gonna
the other one,
kick the
oh,
other ass.
It's Appledorns.
Well, they were waiting on the stick. They were waiting on the puck to drop. They're standing there on face off, and you could hear them talking. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
going after you.
Yeah. So it literally was like an episode of Shorzy.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to show up, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to pull
Let's
this
see
up
what you're
over
talking
here.
about.
Okay, so I pulled up the 5-minute one because I didn't the 10-minute one.
No, the 10-minute was just all the game highlights, scores, good shots.
Let me turn
blocks.
this a little bit. I don't.
It was a defensive game the entire way.
Yeah, it was.
Did you watch the highlight reel?
Yes.
All right.
Defensive as hell.
Mhm.
And this four-nation face-off matchup is underway, and the gloves are off. Hagel, Kachuk, and Brandon Hagel.
And no good shots landed, nothing yet.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think there were any good connections.
What do you mean, did not see it coming?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, seriously?
Yeah, for real. And this is their, version of the All-Star Cup.
Yeah.
It's a whole tournament, and they're supposed to be playing, having fun. They're still in season, and they just give a damn.
Yeah, I like how they the refs just let it go.
Yeah.
Let them start and just go for it.
Well,
You don't want to get hurt.
Well,
Yeah.
the highlight reel, they're talking about hoping they'd burn off the energy, and after a few good fights, they'd have a really good hockey, which they did. They had a great hockey game.
Well, the problem is you have too many fights that early. You've got literally half the team in the fucking penalty box in the first minute.
Oh, they got
Well, it's
more
only
guys.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, half the team.
And
Literally.
clears,
It's like-
clears the ice.
Like you're
man.
off,
Makes it
you're
easier.
it's like problem is half your line is
It's
gone.
got to get the goalies out there.
Hell
and
no,
just-
get some speed up, man. They have hell.
Yeah. All right.
There's number 2.
No, that's the same one.
No.
Or
Nope.
Hagel fought again.
They're both Hagel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant, brothers. Sorry. Wait, and then Charlotte, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, two of
too.
them, yeah.
Dude, some of the punches are so awkward.
They are. Well, you're on ice. It's hard.
I know. You're punching with no ability to plant your feet.
The only thing harder would be fighting in zero gravity.
Yeah. Now, the third one didn't happen at the drop. It was during a play.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
It was barely a fight. There it is.
Sorry, guys. I can't show the footage, but we're going to listen to it here. Yeah, he just pops it over to the other guy. Stop it real quick. And also, you're punching someone who's wearing a helmet.
Yes. I think it's
So
funny how they.
you got to get under.
Okay, that was
That's
better.
a brawl right there.
Bunch of haymakers back
Yeah.
and forth. Yeah,
Boom.
there you go.
The other thing is you got to watch those blades. Because wasn't it, I forget how long ago it was, where it was literally a dude got his, like, there was a fight and he went down
Yeah, and
and he
his leg went
sliced
up.
someone else's throat open.
He did it on purpose. He put his leg up on purpose.
And he
Yep.
killed
Cut
that
him.
guy
Yeah.
straight across the
He's
throat.
done.
He bled out in seconds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Blood on the ice.
literally.
That Zamboni's going to make a mess there, eh?
You know what's funny is the Four Nations emblem looks like the old fucking Simon game. If you look, hold on, if they go around to it again, it's got the circle and the 4 colored triangles. It looks like Simon.
That's funny.
Actually, it also looks like a Common Rider.
Simon
emblem.
says.
Yeah, get in here.
Yeah. Send it in the gyms. Dude, one more week and Shorzy starts.
Nice.
So fucking.
It takes 3 hours. You want to binge it?
No, it's coming out week to week.
Oh, shit. I'm in.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, so if I need to, I guess I will.
Yeah. You don't have to.
All right, that's good.
You don't have the Hulus.
No.
You're Hulu-less.
Yeah. Don't give me a login. They're good.
Or what we'll do is we'll just before well, you have to get caught up. I was gonna say before every episode, we'll just watch the newest episode of Shorzy and then come in here. It's like Shorzy breakdown.
Yeah, get a drink. Hell, it's only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they're short. They're like 28 minutes.
Well, we could have done that with Vox Machina. All 17 minutes of show.
Dude, he threw that foot up, man. That's
Yes.
scary.
I
Sorry,
can't see it, but I watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the angle. You might not be able to see it reflecting anymore.
No, I can't see nothing.
Yeah. I mean, they're short fights, but they're getting their fucking anger out.
They got their point across.
Yeah. And
They went, 3 times back to back to back
Yeah.
unanswered scores.
And this is on home ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on their home ice. That's why they're booing us.
And in the highlight reel, did you see that check on the boards? I mean, damn near a
Hard.
clothesline.
Yes.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah, I saw a couple.
I mean, just stuffed him.
Yeah, I saw a couple of Arrows games,
Yeah.
but way back in the day, and that was a lot of fun because the second game we were in like the 6th row up, right in the corner, so we got to see somebody get slammed in the boards.
Y'all
hard
go
as
watch
possible.
Baylor games, don't you?
A&M.
Yeah, A&M.
Yeah.
A&M has
That'd be a fun
hockey.
road trip.
It is. It's fun. And you're right up on it. But I think the season's over with, though.
Next year, if maybe swap day off for somebody, that'd be fun.
It's usually Friday and Saturdays.
I'm good for Saturday night.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Nope. Fuck. I work too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. We've been telling you this. All right, well, that's good enough. That's good enough of a thing there. Didn't plan on talking about it this early, but Sean did it, so it is.
He yelled it at us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this thing that happened?
The thing that I planned on. Thank you, Sean.
Canada just needs to learn to accept what's going to happen to them.
Well, they were.
Look, they were just standing up there, all icy and shit, and asking for it.
I can't wait to hear our national anthem sang with a Canadian accent.
Well, I mean, the Albertans will be so. Well, they're already on board. They want to
Yeah.
be annexed.
Forgot his name. He's actually he's one of the politicians in Alberta pushing for a separatist movement.
I mean, they've been doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Quebec wanted it first. They were pushing to get separated from everyone else because they wanted to be all French about it.
Yeah.
Fuck Quebec. Who cares?
I love fishing in Quebec.
No, you don't. You just know about it from the show.
Might be fun.
Yes. I mean, it's a beautiful country and whatnot.
Dude, it'd be great. Go find a bunch of French dudes. That'd be fun.
I did see that there was a whole thing like they're talking about a population problem or a housing problem when literally they only use 20% of their fucking land.
You
mass.
got room, dude. Spread out.
It's like spread the fuck out. Get away from our border.
Look what we do here in Houston. It is an hour and a half. Houston's an hour and a half from Houston.
Yeah, Houston's an hour and a half away from Houston.
Yes.
Yes.
I've made so many of those runs back and forth.
Hey, where you at? Houston? No, where?
Well, I was centrally located on 45. I had to go to all the way to Beaumont and then deliver something all the way to Katy.
Yeah.
That was annoying.
I got excited for a minute. Sorry.
Oh.
I got, and this is unrelated to what we're talking about, but of course I went to the gun show and everything over the weekend, and I
did you?
entered to win a firearm.
Nice.
And I'm getting multiple text messages. Congratulations, if you're new. I'm like, oh shit, and it has a different name on there. I'm like, son of a bitch.
You signed up for a timeshare.
No,
Dude.
No, you did. You signed up to win a gun, but they're going to call you about a timeshare.
that's okay. I'll cancel
I
it.
signed up for a really badass Mustang, and they called me about an Explorer if I came to get a timeshare in Arizona. I was like, how
No,
about
thank you.
this? But
Nope.
I was like, how about this? Like, first of all, that's not the vehicle I signed up to win.
Second of all, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Now, I had this lady on the phone for like 35 minutes, and I'm like, so wait, I signed up to win a car, and you call me under false pretenses. Not saying that I won or anything, but if I come, I can claim my prize, whatever that prize might be. But I have to come to Arizona to hear a timeshare bullshit thing. And I sat there, and I was politely, tearing her a new one. And to the point where she's like, yeah, this is bullshit. Like, I've literally turned the person who had to call
Just make
me.
it so weird they hang up on you.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, I had her on my side. I was just like, yeah, that's kind of wrong. And I'm like, so very politely, could you remove me from any future call lists that you guys might have me on?
Go find alternate employment.
Yes. You might want to find a new job just because, eventually.
You have a soul. Yeah.
Yes. And so, yeah, it was just, she was a nice lady, but I had her on the phone for a while, dealing with that shit. It's one of the few times I've dealt with a thing. And I mean, it wasn't a scam, so to speak, but, if you can't win it there on the spot, then, it's horseshit, in my opinion. But anyway, speaking of weeks, I'm just going to go ahead and get rolling here. So my last week was interesting because, one, the weather shifted. We went from warm and dry to cold and wet for a couple of days.
It was nice.
Yeah, well, for you, I guess. Slightly more miserable for me because we had some stupid shit happening at work constantly.
Just warm like cold.
Yeah. But I had a really stupid week at work, and it finally leveled out by Friday, and then Saturday was kind of back to normal, but then it rained and was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
We had 2 inches of rain in 32 minutes. It was fucking weird. That downpour around 2:00 was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man, to be out there in that shit. But other than that,
What day was that?
Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were probably sleeping,
Day off.
getting ready for work. Yeah,
I was actually at the apartment.
Oh,
sleeping in.
Yeah,
Didn't leave. I actually did laundry nonstop all day long.
oh, we didn't get around to doing laundry. That's supposed to be done when someone gets home from work today, because I had so much other shit to do.
See, I was at the gun show when that happened.
Yeah.
Nice.
Driving the Suburban, which leaks, so it got wet.
A Suburban that leaks?
No.
Windshield, yeah.
No way.
I was like, damn it.
So it drips on you on your knees and your arm.
Yeah.
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 Been there, done that.
Headliner sucks. So,
Yeah, I'll tell you about leaky vehicles
Headliner.
off air. Yeah. It's not a headliner anymore. It's an eyebrow liner.
Yes.
But other than that, so I did get an interesting thing in the mail, which I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? Because Jessica normally doesn't get anything for State Farm because everything usually comes in my name. So I'm like, why is Jessica getting something from State Farm? So I open it up, and it's a fucking notice that says, hey, we noticed you haven't cashed your $2,500 check from your settlement yet that we sent. And I'm like, I wasn't aware of another check coming to us from the insurance company. I was like, that's odd, because we didn't know anything was going to be coming from the insurance company. We got paid via the lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. And we got paid that settlement, which was not nearly enough money. And so we're like, what are they talking about? And it's like, I'm thinking maybe it's a scam, but why would you do a mail scam? That makes no sense. So I fill it out. I call her, and I'm like, hey, did you know anything about this? She's like, no. I was like, did we throw away a fucking check from State Farm? It's like, because, I mean, this has been over for months now. I was like, when the fuck would they have written
You might be able to
check?
get with them and get a reissuance.
Well, they said, hey, do you want us to send a new check or just go ahead and fucking forget about it? I'm like,
new
send
check?
a new fucking
Yeah.
check, yeah. So hopefully that'll be coming sometime soon. I was like,
That'd be
what
awesome.
the hell was that? And now we talked about this previously, not here on the show, but money management has been a situation in this household. So we discussed it, and basically, like, I'm going to hold on to the majority of it and let it, put it into some things that'll gain more money from
or
it.
essentially have an emergency buffer.
That too. It's going to be an emergency buffer, but I'm going to put it in where it's going to have nice high interest yield instead of just being used otherwise. And there's some kind of immediate things that need to be taken care of for a few $100. Basically take care of that and then set the rest of it aside and let it just build up more money for shit in the future. So, because we got ourselves into a tight spot back in beginning of February. So I was like, oh, hey, yeah, let's not do that. So that was fun. Weird news to have on a fucking Tuesday morning. It was like, huh. It was like money that went missing. That's odd.
But did it brighten your day, though?
I mean, it did, but I was concerned.
It will until you get it, though.
Yeah, I was a bit more concerned of, oh, fuck, we threw away a check at some point. It was like, at what? Because odds are, like, we don't get shit from State Farm. We don't get stuff from all these other places. So it could have been just a blank fucking, like, bullshit envelope and not even thought about it and just, or maybe it was, like, tucked in with those stupid-ass ad magazines that we get tons of, So that was fun, but other than that, there's only one thing I kind of watched of anything in the last week, and I started rewatching Stargate Atlantis.
Nice. I actually tried getting into the original Stargate.
Yeah.
It's a tough go.
SG-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original
It's a
like,
tough go.
4 or 5 seasons is difficult. Atlantis is a little hard at first because they're still fleshing out characters, still fleshing out how the show looks and stuff like that. So there's a lot of really, like, cringy stuff that does happen.
At that time, I was more into, like, Farscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But which is weird because some of the Farscape people came over to Stargate.
But all Jim Henson animation, animatronics and all that.
Yep,
It was
100%.
good.
So I got into that. So I'm going through the first season of it just for funsies, because I was killing time last week. And then I was considering going to see the new Captain America movie. And then I was like, oh, yeah, we normally do that for the podcast. But then I thought,
Neither of us are caught up.
He is.
Oh, good.
Then I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
you're way behind. So you might have to sit this one out.
Fine.
Yeah. But Louis was
Tell
hitting
you
me
what,
up about
I
it.
won't be here in a couple weeks.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you take care of that and do it while I'm gone?
Well, we might do it while you're gone anyways this week. Because his family wants to go see it.
Okay.
I want to go see it.
But y'all discuss it on the day I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because Louis.
Done. Easy.
Yeah, because Louis hit me up yesterday. He's like, hey, you want to go see the Captain America movie? I was like, well, we normally do that on the podcast because we usually review it. We usually do a whole review.
I'm looking forward more to Mickey 14 coming out or 17 coming out
it's like
next
Mickey
month.
14, the prequel. But yeah, no, definitely looking forward to that. But I didn't even realize that Captain America was dropping on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like somebody told me on Tuesday it was dropping on fucking Friday. I'm like, oh, I thought we still had weeks. I was like, that's a really stupid day to drop that movie because nobody's going to go fucking see it on fucking Valentine's Day. They're going to be doing anything else. But I've already heard mixed reviews of it. I'm trying not to get into any spoilers or anything like that. I'm just looking at like very surface level reviews online because I don't want to be spoiled by anything. I mean, most of it's out there in the fucking universe anyways. But it hasn't made that much money comparatively. Like, yes, it's over 100 million. But for a
that's not
big name Marvel movie and considering the budget, They keep saying the budget's like 185, 189 million, but that's for the first go round. They did reshoot this movie a lot. It's gone through like 3 rounds of reshoots.
Damn.
So in theory, it could technically be around 350 is actually what the movie cost to make before all the advertising costs that they never put in there. So it may need to make something like 750 million just to break even.
Damn.
And it's not going to do that, unfortunately. It did 192 million worldwide. It only did 100 million here in the States over the weekend. That's nothing.
Is it mainly because of Valentine's Day? No one went to go see it. Everybody was
think
out eating dinner and everything like that.
There was a boycott. So there was a bit of a boycott on the movie for Thursday and Friday release. So, I mean, like, there's part of that. But I was trying to figure out how they knew that $11.6 million had already been made yesterday. So they already had a recorded $11 million for ticket
Pre-sales?
sales.
Or they're just guessing.
No, it had to have been pre-sales. It's Box Office Mojo. There's no guessing. They want hard numbers.
Okay.
Great website for following these things. So it's just like, okay, I guess a lot of fucking pre-sales. People are, I guess it's President's Day, so they're going to be actually it makes sense for it to drop for President's Day, not Valentine's Day, considering there is an American president in it.
Yep.
Yes, for not as long apparently as people would hope. That's what I heard. Is like Red Hulk is not in it for that long. It's like, okay, so what the fuck is the movie about? It's like it feels like it's going to be like 18 different fucking plots trying to come together over one situation. But I know the biggest thing about it, and I think we talked about it last Monday, was they now have adamantium in that universe. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, because you weren't here for all the movie trailer discussions.
Nope.
Yep. So, do you want to do your Sandman review again?
Nope.
Since the audio for that I cleaned it up as best I could.
Nope.
But okay, either way. But I mean, that's kind of it for my week. I mean, obviously, I already talked about the doing the thing with Dante, so
Right.
that won't be dropping until like March 7th. So we got plenty of time for that. So you will be in the middle of the ocean somewhere for that, right?
7th? No, I'm gone the 27th through the 3rd or 4th.
I thought you were going before me. I thought my vacation was after yours.
27th.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to be gone the week before
I'm going to
you.
get a giant floaty thing and I'm going to roll out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I need to buy my fucking plane tickets.
That might help.
Yeah. Well, we're
Boy, are my arms.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I'm keen on driving, but I don't have time for that. You know, my boss is already going to be pissed off that I'm going to be taking off 3 days on a week where somebody else is on vacation. I'll be like, that's your fault. You let him take me off of that week.
I put in long ago.
It's like I put in for that first and you let him bump me. So I got to take that week off. I already got plane tickets. Fuck off. Bye. So basically,
Okay, bye.
that's it. Hey, I'm going to K-bye on that one. Speaking of K-buying, how was your week, Jefe? What did you do? Experience?
This week wasn't bad. A lot of work as normal. The major setback was Wednesday. Got my little Jetta wagon and was happy. Subs bumping, good tunes on 45, and I caught a flat.
Oh yeah.
Tire aired down, just started shredding. So I pulled over, nosed it as far over as I could to give me some protection. It was the driver's side front.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so dangerous.
That's not a good one.
Luckily, I'm paranoid and I keep everything I need in every car. Got what I needed out, got to work, and was confused at the very first. Have you ever utilized a Volkswagen style jack?
No.
Well, it's got a foot on the bottom of it, comes towards you at an angle, goes back toward the car, and has a clip that clips into the bottom.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I have used one of those.
Okay, and that little handle.
Yeah.
And it lifted that thing effortlessly. I mean, no trouble, no mess, solid as a rock. And I was impressed. I've never used one like that. So I got the stupid little 10-inch lug wrench they provided you.
Yeah.
Wasn't doing the trick.
Yeah.
So I was digging around. I was like, oh, half-inch ratchet. So I stuck that in the hole and I was torquing everything. I was back on the road inside 10 minutes.
Now,
Packed up, hauled ass to the VA, laid a good little cut in my hand from one of the steel belts.
yeah.
Got to the VA, was dirty as hell, and was in and out in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I did mean to ask you about your VA trips lately. Which VA are you going to? The local one?
The local clinic.
Okay,
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah, I was
So
there.
you were probably there around about a similar time that I was.
Yeah. Luckily, I caught a break in the weather. Wasn't raining on me. Started sprinkling right as I was packing up.
Yeah.
Hauled ass. Only time I had to stop was to take my hoodie off because I was boiling
Yeah.
at that point.
So-
And in go mode. And then my spare was aired down. I barely had any air in it.
Of course.
Hit the gas station at the one of the streets, and somebody cut the damn the air chuck off the end of it.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
That happened
Yeah.
all the fucking time. I don't know why they do that.
So I left it, rolled on, and eased my way to another one, aired it up, went over to one of our local used tire shops, the one on Main, and $60 later, new tire, back home.
Yeah, at least you don't have any like ridiculous, like some crazy.
Well, they're the
wheel.
17s, and they're a little bit harder to find.
Yeah, but it's not some oddball.
But
Not crazy.
I'm looking forward to getting my Jeep lift conversion done on that wagon and putting the bigger tires on it, because I want some more rubber. That the dirt road, I'm getting the deepest, chunkiest, decent driving all terrains I can on it. So that dirt road isn't going to shred my tires. It's going to be fun.
Sure.
You don't have to like it. You just got to shut the hell up.
I don't know if you know me.
I'm going to be grinning like an idiot going, this makes me smile.
Yeah. I will say, speaking of car things, we've been talking about how to put a turbo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Facebook was listening last week when I was talking to Sean, because I started getting suggested local SRT engines for sale.
Nice.
So Facebook is always fucking listening.
Yes.
Yep.
Found a guy in the Woodlands selling just the short block that's had like a bunch of stuff done to it. And I'm like, if I did not have this trip to Maryland,
Right.
I'd be buying that fucking motor. Apparently he parted out his pretty well built SRT. So I'm contemplating. It's like, I've got room on the credit card,
But yeah, other than that,
but nowhere to put the motor.
I caught up on Sandman.
Okay. So we'll talk about
We'll
that
get
after this.
I
Yes.
started watching a series on Netflix called Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
And I'm in. I really enjoyed it. So
explain the show, because
far. It's a post-apocalyptic kind of setup. Picture Badlands with half animal kids.
Okay.
Big virus hits, and all the babies, after the virus starts infecting everybody, come out being half animal hybrids.
Okay.
And then people start dying because of the sickness. They call it the sick.
Some people are like mutants and some people are sick.
Well,
something like that.
Babies
Hybrids.
only are the hybrids.
Oh, okay.
Only babies are affected by the hybridism.
Okay.
So babies are being born and they have like wings and look like toads and little Saint Bernard looking baby. And it
Sounds like a furry wet dream here.
no, kind of, maybe.
I think on the basis it sounds
But
like a furry wet.
anyway, it follows the kid, his quote unquote dad, grabs him up, and as soon as everything starts falling apart, goes into Yellowstone National Park, hikes all the way, and for 8 or 9 years raises this kid as his own.
In a
and-
cave.
No, a little cabin they built up, and they're happy until dad dies.
Oh, the cave is part of the later plot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
So I was like, I knew nothing about this. I just heard people talk
But
about
anyway,
it.
after dad dies, he kind of has to set out on his own and try to figure everything out. And it's really well written. The characters are great. There are some funny minutes in it, some decent action here and there. It's just good all around.
And it is technically a comic book show.
Yes,
Sort
it
of,
was
yeah.
based off a DC comic.
It's either a DC/Vertigo. It's a weird offshoot of DC.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was like, okay, sure.
But give it a shot. I'm in. That's something you can watch with the family.
I think I've watched 1 or 2 episodes of it.
yeah, I think you said you started.
I'm in
watching
7
it.
or 8, and it gets better and better.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy with that one. I'm not happy with the other one I caught up with.
What?
Sandman.
You're not
Not
happy?
happy with it?
7 and 8 was.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about episode 7 because we're not caught up to 8 just yet.
You're not caught up to 8?
No, yeah.
Well, okay, he did get caught up to 8. Okay.
Yeah, I watched both last night.
I refreshed 7 before y'all got here, but I don't remember 8 off the top of my head. But
That was a 50 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
oh, this will be an
It
interesting
was
conversation.
absolutely fucking boring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, it was
Anyway.
just one chick bitching about not finding her brother, and that's it.
as an adopted kid, you figure like you would connect with this.
But still, it was boring.
Either way.
Y'all'd be bored if I was bitching about it nonstop.
We'll get back to it. Either way, Chad,
Yes.
how was your week?
It's all right. I didn't do anything spectacular. I didn't have any flat tires or anything like that.
No.
No.
Any work nonsense?
Just driving a big ass vehicle.
Yeah, so you're driving what, a big F350 dually?
So 450.
450.
Oh.
dually.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. This thing is so tall. I was driving it the other day, and I didn't know how tall it was, really. I mean, you can actually visually see it, but you didn't know actually how tall it was until A guy walks across the front of the hood, and you're like, all you can see is the top of his head. I'm like, damn, this thing is tall.
Yeah.
I was like, if there's a kid in front of me, it's like we're gonna be running him over. I'm like, crap.
Move, peasants.
Yes. I mean,
100%.
in a way, it was awesome being at a stoplight and everything, and people would have their like normal vehicles, and the guys would come by with their lifted trucks that are not so lifted as this. They're like looking over and everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking down on you. It's like, this is kind of cool. But I'm like, yeah, this is a big freaking truck.
It is also, at least in my opinion, slightly impractical.
Yes.
Like if you needed
very.
to use this truck for real things, it would kind of be a pain in the
Yeah, it
dick.
is. It's hard parking.
Why's your gooseneck on the bumper?
Yeah.
You joke.
I don't.
I've seen
seen
this
it.
shit. I mean, I've seen the thing where they have the ridiculous like adjustable fucking thing on the bumper, and it's like cranked
Yeah,
as
it
far
drops all the way
down,
down, yes.
far down as it can go.
It makes you wonder how those things work very well. I mean,
They don't.
Yeah, it's just
I don't. And being someone who has built a very impractical car before, I never wanted to have an impractical truck, because at least when I fuck with my Neon, nobody cares. It's not losing practicality. It's a small car. It's meant for getting from place to place, delivering pizza, whatever. So when I lowered it, that only sucked when I hit a fucking steep driveway. So that was obviously like, okay, I'm going to raise this bitch back up
Or
as soon as I
speed
can.
bump.
Yeah, speed bumps are fun.
I watched a fella in a lowered Corolla running down the road. I was coming back from a brewery way out in Katy, and a buddy of mine was with me, and we watched a piece of dunnage fall off, 4x4, fall off 18-wheeler and line up perpendicular with the lane, dead center.
Yeah.
And this individual didn't see it or thought they could drive under it and just cratered. Oil pan, transmission cooler, radiator, everything. Splinters flew everywhere.
Yeah.
It was that immediately they pulled over, everything shut down and stopped running.
I mean, with my first
I was
Neon-
looking at Ben going, watch.
No, I hit a cat at 60 miles an hour on 242 with my lowered Neon. It broke my bumper. Luckily, no mechanical damage, but it did dent my oil pan. But it shattered the Neon tube that was attached to my bumper, and I was pissed. I mean, I was happy the cat was dead at that point because it cost me too much money.
I was out Brenham area, taking back roads for work in the van.
Brenham area sounds like a fantasy place.
But you know how raccoons, when they cross the road, sometimes they run across the road holding hands. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Two of them. I was cresting a blind over a hill on a blind curve.
Sure.
As soon as I crested that hill, they were right there.
Yeah.
So I heard,
Twofer.
well, it broke my front splitter.
On
and
which vehicle?
The van.
Okay.
And curled the plastic up
Under.
so hard it punctured the AC condenser.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's pretty
so
good.
both of you saw these like instantaneously right when you had no chance of moving at all.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm riding with my stepdaughter
What,
in
you
her
chased
car.
one?
No. I'm riding in the vehicle, my stepdaughter, her little Mazda,
Yeah.
going home from her work while she's getting her driving and everything going on. At night, we had probably about 50 yards when we saw a possum walk across, and she's just staring right at it. I'm like, do you see the possum? Do you
Jenna?
see the possum?
Jenna?
And it was
Jenna?
enough.
Jenna?
I feel sorry for this possum. It stopped and looked right at us.
Yeah.
I'm like, move. I'm like, did you not see? No, I saw it. I was told not to swerve. I'm like, you had plenty.
They do
You
tell
had
them
plenty
not
of
to
freaking
swerve.
time
Yeah.
to move over to the other lane.
Yeah.
There was a dead one, probably same spot or close to, and I figured I'd clear it in the Jetta. Well, that sucker's so low, it even dead on the road. Boom.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you think it died? I'm like, yes. Did you feel that thud that went underneath us? It is dead. You pulverized it. And she's like, oh my God.
I mean, it is a possum. I've seen him survive some
She
insane
just
shit.
sat there zeroed in.
yeah, she did not move at all.
At least swerve a little.
No.
And it's night, right? So you can
Is it
see.
night?
You
It's
can
all
tell there's no other
the eyes
traffic.
and everything, no other traffic and everything. Back
That
road.
possum looks
It
at her and goes, why?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it did look directly at you, challenged you. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
do
just
it.
turned. I'm like,
I dare you.
this animal's looking right at us, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's coming right for us.
And I'm like, did you not see it? Oh, I saw it, but I was told
No,
not to
you're
swerve.
supposed to. You should guilt her. Be like, that possum had like 10 babies following it across
Dude,
the road. You
I
killed
need
your
a
mama.
sticker.
I'll put it
Possum,
on the yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
like a stamp on an old
Yes.
World War II fighter.
I need to make that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you put it where the damage on the car is. You
The front.
You just like just stamp.
Was there
stamp the
damage?
Possum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, good sized possum.
It popped the front bumper a little bit
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
took the underskirt a little
Well,
bit. I'm like, yeah, it's gone.
I mean, I've hit birds.
Yeah.
I hit a fucking heron in my Thunderbird.
Oh my.
So 13, 14, and 242, back when there was like nothing fucking out there at all. And it used to just be all the water off to the side, right? You know, after a good rain. So it's over there and it's just like, oh, hey, I'm going to fly. And I'm just watching it. I'm like coming to the intersection. I'm like, that motherfucker's literally, yep, he's doing it. And he fucking just literally hits my fucking headlight and goes, fucking just fly. Like, I don't know if it died or not, but you know, I pulled over and I'm like, nope, no breakage, kept driving.
I got hit by 2 birds on the motorcycle.
Oh,
Two of
God.
them.
That's the worst.
Well, first was a buzzard. Ran up on it, turned the corner, and there it was. And it tried to get out of the way.
Yeah.
I had taken the windshield off. That
I think you've told me this story.
no, that was the bat.
Oh, that was the bat.
The
That's
bat.
right, the bat.
I'll tell you that one.
Okay.
But,
Have you not heard the bat?
No, I have not.
But I took the windshield off again because I'm an idiot. This was after the bat. And all I could do was duck. I ducked down behind the handlebars, and it glanced off my helmet and shoulder. I mean, a solid.
Did you smell it as it went by?
No,
Oh,
I was moving pretty quick.
because they fucking stink.
But
What was the other bird?
bat.
No, you said you hit 2 birds.
Guess I was
That's what you're
wrong. I
talking
hit a
about.
bat and a mammal.
You hit 2, a bat and a mammal.
No, a bird and a mammal.
Two,
No,
2 Mountain Dews in, and he's already not getting his.
I was on the bike again, took the windshield off. I had it off for 3 days. Coming home at night, it was just starting to get dark where the sun was setting, and it was almost, dark. And driving home, happy as could be. Cut off, heading to the neighborhood, doing 50, 60. And all I see is a flash of brown and something felt like getting punched right in the orbital. And it hit. You ever get hit so hard you gray out? Grayed out, came back. I kept the bike upright, grabbed the brakes and stopped, killed the bike, laid over my tank and laughed like a psycho.
Yep.
Because all I could think was teachers my entire life, National Geographic telling you that bats are the ultimate navigators. They can echolocate. They never hit anything. I find the one retard and cut and shoot that nails me right in the beam.
It was rabid.
And it hit so hard, I needed to pop a couple Vicodin just to
No,
get
it
to sleep
hurts.
that
No,
night.
I had.
They're a hard little,
Yeah.
like a rubber ball.
Yeah. I've done that riding, not in a bat or anything like that, but big ass June bugs. Riding a sport
Those
bike.
hurt.
It's a fucking
like,
bullet.
yeah, you're doing like 70, 75 miles an hour. You crouched over, bam, right between the eyes. I mean, it did everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It hurt.
Well,
So I know what
so-
you're feeling.
Well, the next day after the bat incident, I was at a buddy's place
Bat incident.
getting ready for a wedding. We were cooking, hanging out, and my buddy David wouldn't give me shit. I had my big Oakleys on, and he kept lifting and wanting to look at my black eye,
Yeah, because it's
making fun of me, just being a dick.
called being a friend.
A week
Jeff.
later,
Very much so.
yeah, I know, but a week later, he calls me. He said, Jefe, I said, what's up? Karma got me. I said, what do you mean? He sent me a picture. He's in a white shirt with his leather on, and blood looked like it exploded all over his chest. I said, what happened? I was doing 75 down 105, and a Cardinal cut my windshield and exploded on my chest.
Jesus.
He says, I'm so sorry.
And that's when you just send him a picture with your black eyes.
I was laughing too hard.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a snake jump at you?
No.
I've had that
No.
happen.
What do you mean?
I'm riding, and I had a buddy in front of me, and there's a snake started coming across. I mean, I don't know how it had to be like 4 or 5 feet long.
Okay.
He saw it and moved out of the way. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And then all of a sudden, at that point in time, it was getting to a point to strike, and I'm like, oh shit! And it was right at my feet.
As you're like
As I'm
riding past it?
yes.
You ever catch ants coming from like Bahia stalks?
No.
I was at my hell grandpa's place riding around the old 175, the one we have in the barn,
Yeah.
and riding through the pasture. Wood ants, the little flying ones.
Oh yeah.
They were at the tops of the Bahia stalks, the hay stalks, and they started going up my pants legs.
Okay.
And started biting. They made it all the way almost to my crotch, just biting the hell out of me.
Fuck a whole lot of that. Why do people want to be out in the fucking outdoors? I like my nice little contained thing.
Because we have better stories.
It's fun, yeah.
I mean, I've hit plenty of things. I mean, speaking of snakes, I remember the first time
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I remember the first time I ran over a snake. I didn't know what it was because it was so fucking long. I don't know what kind of snake it was, but it was damn near the width of the road. 2-lane country road. What is that? 15 feet, give or take.
Yeah.
That thing was like probably maybe 10 inches shy of the entire fucking
Yeah, it's a
road, but
big
it was
rat
skinny.
snake.
But I remember running it over and like looking in the rearview mirror and watching it literally like, just fucking coiling and flying in the air. But I remember the first bird I ever hit, going back to that, and it was in which vehicle was that? It was in the Neon because it was low, and I was delivering pizza in the Woodlands, and it flew down right in front of me into the street. Like I guess it was after a bug or whatever. I don't know what the hell. It was little guy, whatever this little thing is, and I just hear, ding, underneath, and I look back and just. Like just the explosion of feathers behind me and onto the car behind
Like
me.
that video of the bird getting hit with the pigeon getting hit with the baseball.
Yeah.
Or I think no, that was a dove.
It was Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson
Yes.
killing a dove. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, your years of riding, did you ever almost hit a deer?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
I was
I know people who did that.
149 hauling ass. I heard a deer
Which end of
cross
149?
northbound heading up to like Drifters.
Oh, the curvy
yes,
parts. Yeah.
the
That's
fun
the
one.
part. Yeah.
I used to love that road.
But man, heard a
fun
deer was
anymore.
crossing in front of me. I was on the Valkyrie. 7, 8 of them. All I could do was find drop a gear, hammer on it, and find daylight. That's, I could have reached over and touched that deer. I was so close to her, and I found a hole, squeaked right through, and all I could do was go woo, because you're pumped up and you can't do much else other than
Your butt's puckered and everything too, trying to get through it.
I mean, it's one thing when you hit a bird or you hit some bugs or whatever, because it's
something
small.
sizable.
But
man.
something that's the size of you, and probably the weight
I
of you.
wish I could find a deer my size.
A mule
Size
deer.
of you.
Yeah, good mule deer, yeah.
Elk.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, if he runs into an elk, oh my God.
I mean, knock on wood, I've never hit a deer, but I've come very fucking close, especially at a high speed in a very large vehicle, and that thing decides to go across a major highway, and then it decides to stop in my lane of traffic, and I'm like, you better keep fucking running, and I'm honking, and then literally right as I'm not close enough to fucking do anything about it, it finally takes off, and I'm like, and it's the can't swerve to fucking do anything about it. It was like, I can slow down, obviously, but I was so close, and this bitch is like, stop. Nick, what the fuck? I was like, do you work for the insurance company?
I've heard a lot of studies that say that deer freeze, not because of the light, but because when you hit your brakes, it creates a high frequency pitch.
Yeah.
And that gets their attention more than anything. And they freeze, go, what's that?
But isn't that the point of the deer horns that people put on their cars?
Yeah, but they hear that coming.
Yeah.
It's not right in front of them, noise, and go, oh, fuck.
Well, yeah, but usually, but this was in the middle of the day. This wasn't at night. So that's why it was even weirder. It decided to cruise across fucking 1488 in the middle of the day and then decided to come to a fucking
Stupid deer.
very stupid.
I have hit a deer, but it was
With a bullet?
that too.
Technically, the bullet hit the deer.
Yeah, driving my old truck that I had, and driving down the road, and I saw it coming. I actually swerved enough, and boom! It was enough to hit me and move the truck and feel the bump and hit me on. I had a quad cab and everything, Dodge. It hit on that side, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
How am I explain this? I'm gonna have to insurance. I mean, I had no camera or anything at the time.
Yeah.
And of course, it was at night. I'm like, great. So I pulled over, got out, had flashlight, and started looking. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I actually hit something? I mean, because it hit it just right.
Yeah.
It glanced and took off, and it made this like little scuff mark, and it was done. I was like, okay, if that's the only time I'm going to hit something, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. So what I need to do one of these days is pull up some of the messages that Sean sends me, because he's a body shop guy, and he said the biggest thing they have out there is fucking country boys hitting deer constantly.
Animal strikes. Yeah.
And the thing is, these modern vehicles are made out of fucking aluminum
And plastic and,
and
all that.
bullshit. And he said, like, I forgot what he was working on, a new Ford truck, and it got the front end caved in on him, and it should have been an easy repair, but no.
That aluminum tears. It doesn't just
but-
dent.
Not just that, I forget what exactly he was telling me he had to remove, but the only way to get it out, because you could have drilled it out to get to the stock bolts and then replace those bolts with another thing. Otherwise, you have to fucking jack the entire cab
that's the way
off
they
the
do it.
frame to remove the front end to replace it. It's like, that is fucking retarded.
It's a Ford truck right there.
Yeah. This is why I won't buy anything that new. It's like, if I can't fucking work on it myself,
Shipbox for life.
yeah, it's like, I'd rather have an old car. That's why I was looking at, like, I might buy another SRT for a decent amount of price and just fucking put around in two of them, or at least have a parts car on standby just in case, because it's already hard as fuck to buy most stuff for my car. It's like, just because of the age. But then, like, if I need anything very specific for the SRT parts, I'm kind of fucked. You know, but neon parts used to be a dime a dozen. I don't know how many Obama killed. That's why you can't buy so many.
They are. Yeah, that destroyed our culture.
Yeah,
That
literally.
destroyed
It destroyed the entire auto industry to attempt to save it, which was retarded. It's like, yeah, all it did was destroy everything.
Just leave parts handy. That would have been so easy.
Yep, but it's kind of like it's they don't want you to be able to fix anything.
Of course.
It's like
I don't know. A vehicle. It's an investment. It's not disposable.
Yes, it is. That's why like I know guys at work who literally change vehicles every 2 years or less.
I wish I could figure out how they do that, because for work purposes, I wouldn't mind.
It's called making a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
At least, depending on what you do with it.
Yeah, because my buddy at work, Jay, he just got his third Jeep in 5 years.
God.
And he just keeps swapping them out. He gets bored and swaps them out. He had a standard Wrangler, then decided to get a 4-door Wrangler. Then he got the Rambler. Is it the Rambler version? What's the truck one? The truck Jeep. Gladiator. So he got a Gladiator, got bored with that, went back to a standard 4-door with a removable top. And like, first of all, it's Jeep culture, which is, they're just the new Honda Civic. It's like they are the Honda Civic of the 4x4 world.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. And speaking of which, the new Honda Civics are so goddamn ugly.
The
and
last
stupid
Type R
and
that
big.
came out, I liked.
That's been the previous hatchback Type R. Yeah, that was
I like that one a lot.
That was good.
What I didn't like though was that the wing looked great, the little spoiler on the back, but you slam it and you just wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Yeah, because it wasn't attached worth of shit.
No, but it looked good. It handled well. It was fun.
Pretty fast too. 300 some odd horsepower. Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm kind of looking if I sell what I got now after I'm finished with it, I'm looking at like the Golf R. Because they're
Sure.
straight six.
You're not gonna want to drive that on your road.
Well, if I do another overland conversion on it,
I swear to God, if you do an overland conversion on a Golf R, I will send the Mighty Car Mods community after.
oh,
you.
they'll like it.
No, they won't. They're like, no, modify a ship box. Do not modify
That
a Golf
off road, that much power with that little weight would be a lot of
R. It
fun.
will fucking junk itself. Also, you climbing in out of a Golf would be hilarious.
Have you seen me getting out of the Jetta?
Yes, but the Jetta's bigger than a fucking Golf. At least the wagon version is. I still would not mind having a fucking Volvo wagon with the turbo.
Yep.
Get that. You couldn't go build out an R or just do a full fucking what's the word I'm looking for here? LS swap into a Volvo wagon. That'd be badass. Even get like the C90, so like the not quite the SUV, but the taller version of the wagon, but put the fucking LS in that thing.
Yeah.
See, I like wagons too. So we've had this.
I mean, they're
discussion.
fucking. We've all had this.
Wagons are
discussion.
great.
That's why the CTSV wagon was so fucking badass until they made it ugly.
Yes.
Yeah. Then they would.
It handled and got better lap times than the coupe.
Some of them did. Yeah. Cadillac had some of the best looking cars on the market, and then they decided to make them ugly as fuck and convince you they weren't. That's why it's so stupid. Oh, dude, have you seen? Okay, so we all know the new Charger is coming, the new hybridized Charger. Have you seen the cost? I finally saw the price.
It's like 60 to 70.
What, 120?
Not that high, but it was the one I saw, and they didn't tell you what model it was, but it said like $83,000.
Oh, that was like the.
I don't even know if it's a top end.
So
or
it's
what.
it's a hybrid. What engine are they running in?
Apparently, you can get most of the engines in it with the hybrid drive, but I think they're going all the way down to like full electric, V6. Obviously not Hemi because Dodge hates Hemis now.
Yes, I think you can get it in 2-wheel or the all-wheel.
I think it's all-wheel electric, but I'm just like it's going to need probably 4 more years before it looks good if they stick with that style.
Probably the Scat Pack that
Maybe
reason why is the highest
but
one.
still,
It had the wing on it.
It didn't look any special.
Okay.
I mean, just in the
So
TV ad.
are the Mopar V8s gone now with the new ones?
Dude, I think you can get a V8, but it's not a Hemi.
It's not, yeah.
Which who cares? It's not.
So no more Hellcat editions, nothing.
No, the Hellcat died. Hellcat's gone.
The 6.4 is pretty much going to go away in the trucks too.
So what are they? Twin turbo 6 cylinders or
Yes.
something? Straight 6 or V6?
Yeah, nobody does straight 6s.
They're reliable.
Nobody does them
Yeah, I know.
because they're harder to work on.
We'll see how long it lasts until they decide. Okay, maybe we need to do it.
Well,
again.
now that the EV mandate is going to be gone with Trump, they'll probably just say, hey, let's bring back that fucking.
And we're
it
back.
probably won't be It'll probably be SRT that starts bringing it back.
I mean, SRT will have to.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have to do an SRT thing regardless. You know, but also like I think they're kind of getting away. Almost everybody's getting away from their like special version, except for like Ford, and like even them, they're sort of like phasing out. Like SVT went away a long time ago, so like the Raptor is technically a SVT program. The Dark Horse would have been SVT, but it's like, and I know the Dark Horse was pretty badass in its own right because it was a non-electric version of the thing, but then they have the semi-electric actual Mustangs, not just the stupid ass hybrid SUV things they call Mustangs.
Chevy went a little crazy, not with performance packages, but with the trim packages. They have so many different trim packages,
But Chevy
and so many different editions.
Yeah, exactly. But Chevy is one of the only ones who is sticking with their like, we're gonna build a really, really badass car, and then we'll build stupid little hybrid electric things over there. It's like, no, Ford's like, we're gonna make every vehicle a hybrid electric, and then Dodge is doing the same.
I've gotten away
fucking
from
thing.
Ford for so long; it's just ridiculous.
I can't own a Ford.
You know, I had
I break them.
years ago a 2012 EcoBoost
Yeah.
F-150, and that thing was great. We tuned it up to about 450 horse and had a lot of fun with it.
I
But
have
then Amy got in a wreck and she got T-boned.
Yeah.
Was not a happy man.
I have not found a Ford a transmission that I can't destroy.
Right. Well, part of me is glad she did. She was safe, thank goodness. But about the 90 to 100,000 mile mark, those turbos start going, and you're in for like 4,500 to $5,000.
Yeah, that's one reason why I wouldn't want a stock twin turbo, anything that doesn't have warranty.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'd rather have a supercharger at best when it comes to that kind of shit, because then you know you're going to be pretty solid. Now, I am interested to see what the new ZR1 is going to be, because I forget if they went twin turbo or if they went hybrid.
I'm waiting for somebody to go pro charger from the factory.
Nobody's going to do that. Shelby's the only one that kind of did
They
that.
make sense. They're simpler, easier to work on.
Are they, though?
Well, it's a belt-driven turbo.
Yeah, but I mean, like, well, at least with a standard supercharger, they're not doing a whole lot. I mean, like, pro chargers sound great, but I don't think they're as great
They don't.
a factory option.
They're a bit more efficient than a supercharger because they don't put as much drag on the system like a standard supercharger does.
That literally makes no sense. It's still a belt-driven supercharger. That's still doing
but
the
with
same
the
thing.
with the supercharger, you're turning more weight versus the small impeller on the pro charger.
I don't know if it really matters, to
Yeah.
be fair. It's like, because it's still doing the same job. The only problem with the pro charger was just like, not a problem. Benefit was that you could put it elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, not that you have that big of an issue with a standard intake style supercharger, because they're so low profile nowadays. I mean, they're like, even the Hellcat was like, it fit under the same fucking hood.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a whole hood bulge just for heat purposes, but it was still not that much higher than the standard Hemi intake. You know, if you had a long runner Hemi intake, it was basically the same thing as a supercharger. So, but I like that they went with that. But it's like going with small turbocharged 4 cylinders or 3 cylinders is really where it should be for all the city cars. Make extremely fuel efficient and like good power quotient. It's good. It's going to do so much better than any fucking hybrid would do.
That's what mine is.
Oh, yeah,
3-cylinder turbo.
Yeah.
1.9 liter turbo.
Yeah, but
mine.
in your vehicle, it doesn't make sense to be a 3-cylinder.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make
For
sense.
the Bronco.
I
And my dumbass puts all springs on it.
I wish I could
Yep.
mess with the turbo and do a compound turbo setup, because that little thing takes forever to spool up. It's just forever. You're sitting there with your foot down, unless you catch the RPMs just right to transfer into the power band. It foot's down, and eventually you go, all right, there's a little.
Well, do what I used to do in my old Sprinter van for work, and I would just power brake it to launch. They could, like, the way it was rigged up, I was like, I don't know why this one does it, but I can sit here and power brake it. And I showed the mechanics. I'm like, dude, I know they're really like hard to spool up, and like it takes a while to jump out onto a freeway. And then I realized I could power brake the fucking thing, and I'm like, oh, I can just boost launch. It's like to get into traffic. And then on a wet day, I did it in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking doing a 1-wheel peel right now. This is fucking great. And so there was one day where like everybody was gone, and it was just me and the mechanic. I mean, mind you, it was like it's not a good thing that we were the only people around, but I'm just like, watch this, because he didn't know it could do it. So I got on the incline in a puddle, and I just sat there and I just fucking spun that tire, and he's like watching, and it's like, is it gonna break? I'm like, no. He's like, it's fine, it's good, Mercedes quality, or Cummins, or whatever the fuck was in that thing. At that
They
point.
use the blue diesels.
This is old.
Okay.
This is an old one. I mean, it was diesel, yes, but this was like an 05.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
It's been a minute. Yeah, the early Sprinter days. Yeah, but that was fun. And I think that particular one, am I thinking of the right truck? No, the Sprinters did that, but the truck I'm thinking of was one of our other kind of trucks, but effectively the same turbo diesel. And I had the only one that was not specifically limited. Like, for some reason, that particular vehicle did not stop at like 72 miles an hour. I could go 89 in that fucking thing, and I did. And one time a supervisor saw me doing it, but he couldn't tell how fast I was going. And it wasn't,
knew you were moving.
yeah. But what I told him, he yelled at me the next week because he had to pull up the GPS tracking to see how fast I was actually going, because he was on the feeder and I passed him. Mind you, I had to take a horrendous shit, which is the main reason I was speeding. And like he pulled me over and he yelled at me, and he's like, "You were going 86 miles an hour." I was like, "Really?" Like, "Oh, speedo's off," because it said I was doing 89. And he was not happy.
I was, I was racing the prairie dog. Leave me alone.
I was racing the prairie dog. I might have to cut that story out, but I might keep that as a title. But yeah, no, that was the fact that truck was that quick was funny. It was like, loaded too. That was it wasn't completely empty. It had a decent size load in it.
Yeah.
Not just me.
So did you?
That 100%.
He had to unload. That's what he was trying to do. He had to make his.
Yep. Had to drop a douche and a half. So either way, should we talk Sandman then? Since you're so angry about these episodes.
So go ahead, guys. I'll bitch in a minute.
I was thinking the same thing. So
Sandman. So we already talked about episode 6 last week, best episode of the series, in my opinion, and I think I'm going to be proved by that as we get through.
6 was
back
great.
half.
I love the hell out of it.
6 was the best.
One of my absolute favorites.
Yep. So episode 7, which is the Dollhouse, which basically introduces us to all our new characters for the back half of the season. So basically, it starts off with. I forget what year it was, but it's been it was 5 years ago, give or take.
1990?
Something like that. I forget the exact year. It doesn't really matter that much. But we get introduced to Rose Walker and her family. And this is a big deal because it's the setup for, everything that you were complaining about.
Boring from the start.
Yeah. Basically, it's just a middle America type family, and they're, I'm guessing, going through a divorce or something. And half the family is moving from Florida to New Jersey. And literally, Rose is talking to her little brother. Hey, what's it going to be like in New Jersey? How far a drive is it? All this other stuff. And she's like, I don't know. It's going to be about this long, 2 days to get there, whatever. And it's like, okay. And then mom comes in and basically say, hey, by the way, dad wants us to go up there first, and then he'll come later with Jed, which that literally is a setup for, oh, by the way, we're getting divorced. We're not just moving.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great. This is a lovely fucking way to spend this time.
But he's being, I guess, vindictive or just stubborn, and
they don't really dig into it that much, to be fair.
you don't even see dad.
no,
You actually don't see dad ever.
He did.
And then so skip to nowadays, and Rose is doing everything in her power to find her little brother because they never did reconnect, and apparently he got sent up for an adoption agency at some point, I guess because their dad died and also mom died, so trying to reconnect with the little brother. And as someone who was adopted, I'm sure it would be pretty fucking difficult to track down any of your old family if you needed to, depending on how the situation went on the adoption end. So she's working with her, I guess, roommate or friend, lawyer friend, and
neighbor from the floor above her. That's how they knew.
That's how they're connected. Okay.
And after her mom died, they basically took her in.
Yep. And her mom left her an inheritance.
Yep.
So she's got.
They had the apartment, but they got real close after that.
That's right. And so basically, she gets contacted by these people in the UK who said, hey, we want to interview you as part of your family lineage or blah, 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 blah. Come over here. Something, money. Yay, need money. It's all bad, And turns out, ultimately, they fly all the way over to the UK to investigate this situation, and they meet an old lady
named Unity.
Unity, great name. Which, if you were paying attention in episode 1, you would have caught this name already.
Yes.
She was the after the sickness,
Yeah,
after
she
the
was
sleeping
the daughter.
sickness. She was the only one that survived.
Yes. But she was one of the ones who fell asleep for damn near 100 years.
Yeah.
80 something,
80, 89
years.
some odd
Yeah.
years.
She didn't have a chance. There was a nice little dollhouse sitting there.
Yep. 12th
And-
birthday.
Rose comments on it, says, it's lovely. It looks brand new. And Unity says, well, I didn't get a chance to play with it.
So I got it on my 12th birthday, and it sat unused until I woke up 8 months ago.
Yep. For 80 years.
Imagine sleeping your literal entire fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
At least she was in dream.
Yeah. And she said she had a really nice dream of
Had
living.
a family, got married, had
Yep.
kids.
Yep. All that. Yes, definitely had a kid.
Yeah. Which
It-
is strange. I was trying to figure out how that came about, but yeah.
Caretakers,
Yes.
rape.
Well, not necessarily. Because as we'll find out later,
Okay.
things can happen.
Mm.
So she said she met a man that she married and then got impregnated by in the dream. Got a man with golden eyes. Already got to go with a
Mhm.
on that one. And then so she gave birth while being asleep. Yay, somehow. And then, long story short, she is actually Rose Walker's great grandma. And everyone else in between is dead.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, that's strange. But so she's like, yay, great grandma, cool, yay, goodness, excellent. Same time, Dream is kind of getting caught up with rebuilding the dreaming and everything else like that. Lucien has been doing a head count of
Yep,
everybody.
Took a solid census.
We get to see Cain and Abel again, or at least Abel.
Yeah, you got to see Abel.
And
He didn't die this scene.
and Goldie. We get to see Goldie.
Yep, little Goldie.
growing up a little bit. And
Cute little dumpling.
one thing I love about this, so she's like taking a head count. It's like, okay, what all is here? What all dream constructs are here? It's like, well, it's me, it's Abel. We got the house, this thing. Oh, Goldie. I don't want to forget about Goldie.
They classified the houses as an entity of
Yes,
their own.
the houses are an entity of
And
their
then
own.
there's something unspeakable in the basement.
That was the part I'm like, I was like, there's something in the basement. We don't talk about it. We don't go down
Right.
there. I was like, and she's like writing it
I don't go down there unless I have to.
Yeah, I was like, I want to know what's in the basement of the house. That's what I want to know. And so basically, all but 3 things are basically to account for. We already know the Corinthian is out there, but we
Corinthian's gone.
learned about
Gaunt?
Golt.
Golt.
Golt is a nightmare and
Yep.
a shape-shifting nightmare. And then Fiddler's Green.
Which is a location.
Yes, which is technically a location, but also a lord and domain of its own. His own, their own. Weird.
They, them.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to qualify that, but yeah, they're part of the Arcana. So apparently there is a dream Arcana level of that. So I guess they're like the upper, more powerful types.
Yeah.
And so they're still missing. And he's like, well, I know the Corinthians probably still out there doing the thing Corinthian do.
And it was still boring at this time.
You're like Sean. If it's not exploding, you don't care.
No, it was just I know it's setting up for bigger things later.
It is.
And I'm struggling my way through it, but damn it, I'm going to bitch about it.
Yeah, I was watching the same
But
thing. I was
the
thinking,
unfortunate thing is they definitely kind of blew their wad in the first half.
Yes.
However, so we learned that everybody is talking about a dream vortex. Did you hear about the vortex?
The
guys?
vortex.
There's a vortex.
Even Abel.
Yeah, even all the dreams have heard about the vortex.
But at the same time, during all this census, everything going on, there's a meeting of like-minded individuals,
Indeed.
collectors,
Yes.
and they're setting up apparently a collector convention.
Collectors.
Yeah, and working on getting a new
Special guest.
keynote speaker.
Keynote speaker.
Because didn't the other one back out because they killed him?
No. The other one was called the Family Man.
The family man.
By the way, these are murderers. It's a convention of murderers.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I assume in season 2,
Don't call them that. We're collectors.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the serial killer convention, which
But then they say, well, what about the Corinthian again? And I said, well, he hasn't answered us
it at all.
yeah,
in years prior. And the creepy pretty lady with the dark hair
Yes.
says, well, maybe we have to do something to get his attention.
dark hair, okay tits.
They're not even okay to.
I mean, that's how you always qualify them: hair color and tit quality. Maybe that'll be the uncut episode title: hair color, tit quality.
Well,
So
see, there was nothing noticeable
No.
about those, so they didn't comment. They
Yeah,
get commented on.
the fucking creepy beardy fat guy though,
Dude.
like he's like, how old do you think the waiter is?
Yes.
Like, I mean, we definitely can see more of these characters as
Yeah.
time goes on. But they're in a diner that looks very similar to the 24/7 diner,
Yeah.
but it's not. I
But
checked.
It's not.
I checked.
I double checked.
But the area, the counter, the window from the counter to the thing is almost identical. It's very interesting.
At the same time, they're talking about all this shit in the open and no one overhears.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, they're talking about a collector convention until
course.
somebody says serial killer. But they've been trying to get to Corinthian. They're discussing him. They're like, he's a legend. You know, some people don't even know that he's technically real. Also, is he the original Corinthian? You know, because it seems like he's been active for a really long time, probably 100 years. You know, that kind of shit. Because we know he escaped and started murdering people back in the 1800s, technically speaking. You know, he's been carving people's eyes out. That's how he kills people. He perfectly removes their eyes. Which I forget if it was before this is how we saw what he does to people.
It was before this. It was in episode 2 or 3.
Okay.
And I had somebody tied up, and when
Yes.
I left, they were tied up, head back, and eyes gone.
Yes. But I'm saying I don't know if we saw what he does with them yet.
We do not see what he
No.
does.
Okay, it's later. We do see it.
Yes.
Yes.
In episodes 8.
It's 8.
Is it in episode 8?
It is.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember where it was because I watched 8 like 2 weeks ago. So it's been a minute.
8 is an understatement.
Yes. Yes. It's
It was
whatever.
okay. Half of it was boring. The second half redeemed the episode.
Yes. So at least through episode 7, we basically follow everyone kind of moving, the pieces moving around the table. Dream knows about the vortex, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's a vortex. Her name's Rose Walker, because we see him reading her book at the beginning. He's like, duh.
We do get to meet the individuals at the house.
Yes, the new house in
Yep.
Florida.
After she's done speaking with her grandmother, she goes to the bed and breakfast, Airbnb,
yes,
whatever.
Airbnb, more or less.
And we get to meet some of the most interesting and
yes.
unique
It's
and
like the
eclectic
fucking
individuals.
Addams family. It's fucking weird. I'm like,
Ken and Barbie,
Yeah.
Ken and Barbie.
That was funny.
and the sisters creepy.
We don't know if they're sisters or
Yeah.
not. Sisters, mother, daughter, lovers. Nobody
They're
knows.
soul sisters. They claim that
They're-
self-proclaimed soul sisters.
There's something. We don't know. It's fucking strange. But they have the largest stuffed spider collection on the eastern seaboard.
And we get to meet what's his name? Guy in the attic, played by one of my favorite actors, Stephen Fry.
Yes. I forgot his name in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lives
Starts
in
with
the
a
attic.
G.
Greg?
No,
Garrett?
no. Gowie. No.
Gerving?
No.
It's
Callbacks. Curving. Episode 2 callback. No, but yeah, we get to meet all those characters and now get to be Rose's probably all gay in some way caretakers for the next several episodes.
I don't think Not Gerving's gay.
Not Gerving might not be gay, but he is Stephen Fry, who is
Who's wonderful.
Very
I
gay.
love listening to him.
Stephen Fry is gay.
He is?
Yeah, very.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's very gay. But no, the fact that the main host, the guy with the silver and black hair, is also a drag queen.
Very gay.
There's a light right there. Me. So, like you mentioned thinking that the show probably had some of that fucking messaging and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if these characters are part of the original story. I assume they probably are to some degree. But if there's anything that was going to be
Oh, they're
the
pushing
message,
it, pushing it.
yeah, if there's anything that was going to be the message, it's this stuff. However, we also get to meet the twins officially, Desire and Despair. So we previously have
Yes.
have met Desire, but not really seeing anything in the machinations behind the scene, because Desire summons Despair to come to their
That little hook on her
layer.
finger talking and just
The ring
dragging
hook.
it through her. Oh, it's creepy.
So Despair is an overweight, disgusting white woman, effectively. However, we are lucky because in the
She
television
reminds
version,
me of a real life Meg.
yes. However, we are lucky in the television version. It's not the way it is in the comics because that person usually is naked.
Ah,
So that could have been far more unpleasant. Instead, it's just a slovenly woman who decides to carve up her own face at the end
and
of
it heals almost immediately.
Yeah. So they're twins, Desire and Despair. By the way, I did look up the rest of the endless because I forgot all of them because I keep talking about the prodigal. So the prodigal's not around. So the endless as they are in order, by the way, is Destiny was first, then Death, then Dream, then Destruction. Destruction is the prodigal.
Okay.
Desire, Despair, and Delirium.
Nice. Delirium's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, and Delirium was actually renamed from a different one in the past.
Ow.
But for the most part, their representations are pretty close. But hopefully we'll get to see the other ones. Destiny obviously is the one who is connecting to everything. Sorry, I got to respond to Sean. He's asking if we're potting currently. Oh, by the way, he pocket dialed me yesterday on a video chat by accident, and he heard me talking from his pocket. He's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, hung up." So either way. So, I mean, like, realistically, not a lot happens other than learning that we have a vortex. Desire has basically been the one who set all this shit in motion, even hundreds of years ago with Roderick Burgess. All of that to get Dream out of the way was all Desire, effectively, doing that shit, moving stuff behind the scenes. So it was like, well, all these other ideas failed, including going back to the Hell episode, the chick that Narda was also part of one of their plans to try to take Dream out. It's like, damn. It's like all the way back to everything that Dream has encountered over the last few hundred years has all been, or I guess in that case, 10,000 years ago.
I hate to interrupt, but this might be important.
Might.
2:45 local time, a Delta flight that had flown from Minnesota in the U.S. to Toronto in Canada crashed today.
Uh-oh.
Essentially flipping upside down on the runway.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. As of this time, all airport spokesperson said 80 passengers and crew have been accounted for. But upside down plane.
And only 8 injured.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to drive to Maryland now.
Yeah, all this, yeah.
The amount of shit that is happening is getting...
A close friend had plans on flying to Alaska or Canada, and they canceled everything because they don't want to get on an airplane right now.
Yeah, I won't blame them at all.
I mean, I'm, but also what brand was
Delta.
that?
Look like Delta.
Okay, how many United flights have crashed recently? Because that's the one I'm
2?
planning on using. American Airlines was the last couple that were bad, and I keep finding out more and more about the one in DC. More and more shit keeps coming out about that.
It's nuts.
Oh, we did just have an aircraft carrier collide with a ship over in the not Panama Canal, the other one, the Suez Canal.
Oh, really?
Yep. Whoops.
That's a big whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may or may not be some conspiracies about that one, because it's the same carrier group that shot down their own airplane not that long ago, and then almost shot down another one right behind that. It's like, that's strange, but then also the boat that they hit didn't make sense that they hit that boat.
Bunch of all-inclusive promotions.
No, praying it's not has. The conspiracies would be it has nothing to do with our boat, but the boat that hit it. Yeah. People who may or may not be unhappy with the U.S.
Of course, that's
flying under different flags.
Dude, it's only gonna get worse.
Watch the latest Angry Cops episode, and it explains it all. It explains how flagging on boats works. Because basically, if you want to, you can just purchase the flag to be flown on a boat anonymously.
Mm-hmm.
So you can claim that this boat is flying under the flag of this particular country. However, it might not be piloted by someone of that nation.
Right.
And then, oh no, I mean, literally a false flag situation. And then, oh no, it runs into an aircraft carrier that now has to be taken out of the ocean for a while to be repaired in a very sketchy part of the world. You know, once, part of our Red Sea fleet gets damaged. Yeah, Chad, take it off.
Yeah.
Take it off. I'm going to put the whole camera on you there. Yeah.
Make some music.
Yeah, daddy.
Wait,
No.
that's elevator music.
That's weird.
Get down.
That's a girl from Ipanema.
That was.
Yeah. Okay. So since you guys watched it more recently than I did, how did episode 8 go necessarily? I know it continues the story.
It continues the story. She finally enters Dream.
Yes.
Rose enters Dream and is able to
dreaming.
interact there.
She did not enter Dream. She entered the dreaming. Yeah. So
But he's sitting there talking with the elf chick. What's her name? Lucian. And she shows up and she says, "I'm Rose.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because they were talking about
Why are you talking about me?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she gets more and more powerful. So basically, a dream vortex has the ability to take over the dreaming.
But she assigns Dream assigns Matthew to hang out with her.
Yes.
And be his eyes.
And so this is where I was incorrect that Matthew just disappears. Matthew does take place in the story, and I was wrong.
He's following her.
See, that's how you
hanging
admit
out.
it. That's how you admit it.
There you go.
I was wrong. There you go. Anyways.
Get some practice.
He'll bleep that out.
No, see, some of us can admit it either way.
But yeah, so she prints out a ton of flyers.
Yep, she's looking for Jed.
Yeah.
Looking for Jed, and all the all the friendly creepies decide to help. They all take stacks and they're
Adam's
hanging
family.
up flyers.
Yep.
Just walking around, hanging out,
At
and
the
then
same time, the Corinthian is
Corinthian's
hunting
looking for
her
Rose.
down.
Corinthian's
Yeah.
looking for her, and then he finds one of the flyers.
Yep.
And he starts hunting Jed instead. He actually meets Rose at one point
Yep. But Matthew is with him.
on the
Yep.
beach.
Her. Yes.
He lays eyes on her and doesn't speak to her at all, but lays eyes on her. Wait, we
We didn't
need to
finish
back
out
up.
episode
We need to
7,
back
yeah.
up to 7 to figure out how the Corinthian knew where she was.
So he got her name and then looked her up, went to her an apartment,
Yes.
found a lovely gentleman
Her friend.
house sitting for her, and then also we notice a picture in the apartment.
Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to get to that. Of
Judy.
Yep.
Because we established they were friends.
Yep.
And they have a
Episode 6.
little afternoon delight,
Almost had two.
right?
Had to
Can
turn
you
it
just
down.
stay for a little bit? No.
But that
Not
guy's
busy.
lucky because Corinthian normally would have
Usually
killed him.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's on a mission.
But anyway, he takes off for the
Florida.
UK.
Oh, he goes to the UK.
He goes to
first.
the UK,
That's right.
and doesn't he question
Unity.
Unity?
He does go
Yes.
after Unity. That's right.
They're having tea, talking about it.
That's
and
right.
then he finds out from Unity that she went back to
He's
Florida.
literally following her across the fucking world.
Gets close, aborts mission because he sees Matthew,
Yes.
because he didn't want Dream to see him.
Yep.
So he changes tactics and starts going for Jed.
Yes. So he follows like
He meets the owner of the house, and they have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking this and that. They flirt, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And that's when this is my course.
well, he
Rose-
tracks down the adoption agency.
Rose
lady.
first goes to the adoption agency.
Yes.
Twice.
Yes.
First to demand to know where she is. Second,
He is. Yes.
where he is. Her friend goes back later to apologize
Yes.
and gets a little bit more information.
Yeah.
She decides at that point to go do a home check.
Yep.
And on her own.
Because we
Lucy,
did
Jed
meet
had already tried to run away once.
in episode 7. We meet his aunt and uncle.
Yes.
Holy shit, these people!
Yeah. One's terrified. The other's a complete control freak and a psycho.
Basically, a massively overly abusive, horrible fucking asshole of a dude.
That he's just not letting go of his $800 a month.
Yeah. And by the way, like the wife seemed like she was kind of in on it, but no, she's a prisoner too.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, so she nearly gets to run away with Jed, and then they get caught in episode 7, and then he stuffs Jed in the fucking trunk of the car
After he pulls a shotgun out.
and he pulls a shotgun out of the car to enforce his law. But basically, they've been one way or another torturing Jed.
We see the conditions he's kept in. He's kept in a basement, locked. He's woken up by rats biting him.
Yeah, so in the dream, he
So
starts getting attacked by
so
rats, and he
he's
gets bit by
escaping
one.
into dream, and Galt is there kind of keeping him.
It's a dream, Mom.
It's a
He dreams of being the Sandman,
Yes.
which I thought was actually kind of
That's
funny.
cool.
He's got the ruby on.
Yep.
His symbol is the hourglass. He uses
Yeah.
the sand to use his powers, which is interesting that Galt basically gave him this identity in a
Yeah.
way in the dream.
but it's mainly to give him some form of happiness,
Some form of hope and
some
happiness.
semblance of normality.
Yeah. And the fucked up thing is they basically he helps, or I forget, is it episode 8 where Dream helps her connect with Jed?
Yes.
Okay, because I always lose where the episodes leave off because it all blends together.
Mhm.
Well, they connect with Jed after Dream tells Rose to meet him in Dream,
Meet him in the dream,
and she bounces from her friend's
Friends.
dreams to dream,
which was
Oh my
fucking
God.
weird.
that's when it starts getting better.
Now Barbie's dream is fucking strange. The other ones kind of make sense. But
Ken locked out of the car, absolutely butt naked,
yeah,
and her just ignoring him,
Yeah.
sitting inside a Ferrari.
yeah, Barbie, let me in. He's like dreaming of divorce for some strange reason. I guess because he was cheating or
Yeah.
something. Because he's naked. It's
But
like,
they
that's
bounce
weird.
back and forth. They finally meet up on the street
Yeah,
in Dream, and he basically tells you have to take your own path. You're following other people's dreams. You have to take your own way.
yeah.
And they do, and they bounce across. Who'd they run into? The twins.
Yep.
Or one of them.
One of them.
One of them.
And then after that, she goes into a door with a poster hanging on it. One of the "Have you seen this boy?" poster.
Yes.
And they step into the street.
Yeah, and Jed's dreaming of their home in Florida.
Yeah.
Where he's the Sandman fighting villains.
Because she, the dream basically tells her, where is home to him? Where's his safe place? Where would he dream? And that's where they go.
Yep. Because as a dream vortex, she basically has similar powers to his Ruby. She can just make dreams real or destroy things or whatever. Because the people in the dreaming, including a pumpkin head dude named Mervin,
I like him. I like him.
By the way, do you know who he's voiced by?
No.
Our favorite, not quite a Jedi anymore.
What, Samuel L. Jackson?
Mark Hamill.
Oh,
Really? That's him?
It's Mark Hamill. Yeah.
oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah. Kind of doing his Joker voice to a degree. Or
Yes.
or his trickster voice.
yeah.
Or whatever that guy's name was. So, because at some point, like a lot of them there's an old thing where basically whoever the Dream Lord is, if a vortex comes up, you have to kill them.
Yeah.
Because they are a threat to the existence of the dreaming and dreams.
And
in
without
Prairie.
dream, the humanity will die.
Yeah, exactly. Well, damn near did.
Well, they spend, what, a third of their life in dream.
Yeah. But the fact that they all are basically, they're all having an existential crisis. And he's just like, I know everything about it, and I'm not too concerned about it because a vortex doesn't have to be a bad thing. Meanwhile, everybody else is fucking panicking, trying to tell him what he should be doing with his own shit. And he's all like, well, I mean, I'm just trying to get my shit back to normal. I mean, everything around here is dusted up and fucking fixed, and I just got to locate these 3 shitheads who are fucking missing, and then we're good to go, right?
Yep.
It's like, even technically speaking, a vortex doesn't have to be a threat, because most of the time they're a threat because they don't know their power.
Well,
so he explains it to her.
Where'd we stop in 8?
You guys have seen it more recently.
The Corinthian stops what he's doing there.
Corinthian locates Jed
He
at the end of
locates
8.
Jed, but then stops. No, he figures out where they are, but then stops and goes to meet the people at the diner because they essentially copycat him.
They copycat him to get his attention finally.
3 times.
All of them do it.
Yeah. And he shows up and go, well, what do you want?
We missed one little tick that I forgot about. The Fates come up again to talk to Rose in the dream.
Yes.
And the other thing we've forgotten about, her friend that's going along with her on all these trips is dreaming of her dead husband.
Yes.
She's been doing that for years.
That first reveal on the airplane where they're having a conversation and then she gets woken up. And that whole situation gets super creepy over time. Yeah. By episode 9, that starts getting real fucking more in depth. So
Okay.
in her dream, she's spending more and more time with her dead husband. And because she's with Rose everywhere, her power is leaching into her.
Yep.
Because I believe in episode 8, I could be wrong, it is
Yes,
revealed
you're 100% right.
a dream baby.
Yep.
A dream baby has happened. So to the point that literally a vortex has caused...
Literally dream a little dream.
Yes. Dream a little dream come true. By the way, did you guys notice the episode titles of these 2 episodes?
No.
The first one is called The Dollhouse.
Yes.
Second one is called Playing House,
All right.
which is exactly what's going on with the Jed situation.
But where do we go after he?
We're bouncing all around.
We are bouncing, but
Because these 2
way at
episodes
the end.
go together, totally go together.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then the Corinthian, after they locate Jed after Rose locates Jed in Dream,
Yeah.
the Corinthian shows up after the home welfare check.
Yeah.
Jed.
Well, he meets the chick who he tried to pass a note to the
Yes, and that's after the
adoption
home,
agency lady.
She shows up and his foster parent, whatever, says, "Hey, if you behave, I'll actually let you sleep in your room. You can get a shower,
And you
clean
actually
up,
get-
or
yeah.
if you don't, I'm going to break every bone in your body."
Yeah, literally threatens this little.
And
fucking
he
kid
shows
with
up,
violence.
puts on a good show, puts on the fake happy face,
Yep.
and tries to slip a note into her purse.
He apparently sucks at it.
Yeah.
It was so obvious they caught
But
it.
yeah. But anyway, after she leaves, he pulls out the note, and then you don't see him again.
Yeah.
She gets back to her office. Corinthian rolls up, wants to talk to her, and then fucking kills her.
Yeah, he kills that poor lady
Yeah.
I don't
just for being there.
Pull the files out, it's reading over them, and you can see the eyes sitting on the table, on the desk.
And that's when he
And he's sitting like, Indian style, sitting on the table, reading them, and all you see is the eyeball get picked up, and you hear crunching, and blood dripping on the files.
So this is where I believe, and they never show it explicitly, but he does eat the eyes. I think he eats it with his eye mouth.
Yes. I was thinking the same thing.
Does he have eye mouths?
How do you? How are you 8 episodes deep and you've still forgotten this detail?
I have.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about it?
Because you backtracked me with that other damn movie with the pussy teeth.
It's a big. No, you backtracked yourself with that.
Yeah, he has no eyes.
He has no eyes. That's why he always wears the sunglasses. And people, even the gay guy tries to take him off.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, literally, like violently
Like
grabs
mad,
his hand.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think he eats the eyes with his lack of eyes.
I'm gonna eat you with my little mouth.
Because it never seems like he puts anything in his proper mouth. Well, that we see on screen. He definitely puts other things in other orifices. But I feel like he's a top, if we're honest. If we're honest, I'm pretty sure he's a top.
He couldn't see.
Yeah. But either way, yeah.
Which is weird. I'm curious about how he can see where everything is.
He's not a real thing, so who knows?
True.
Probably sees through the glasses.
Through the teeth.
Well, he's reading the papers with his no eyes.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Like he takes the glasses off to read. It's like, oh, those are getting in the way now? Is that what's happening? But you're right. So he meets up with the murder clique, the murder collectors. He kills the lady, figures out where Jed is, and then he actually ends up picking up Jed.
Yep.
And after, well, technically he rescues Jed.
No, he rolls into the house as Jed's locked in the basement.
Yeah.
And you just hear banging, crashing, a whole bunch of commotion.
He kills them.
And then he unlocks the basement door, walks down there, and sits down.
Yeah, talks with him.
Talks with him.
Yeah.
And says, I'm looking for your sister. I'm here to rescue you.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm going to take you to your sister. Yeah. And then I forget if it was this episode or another one where he actually calls Rose to say, hey,
next one.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
It'll be the next one.
Yeah. Because once again, they all roll together. Because I think at the end of this one, like it's him and Jed in the car driving off.
Yeah, the convertible roll.
You know my sister? It's like, nope.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to meeting
Flyer.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to meeting her. Yeah. So it's a very roundabout way to fucking get to Rose because basically it's the same thing where he wanted the Ruby to be able to take down Dream.
So for 2 episodes, only half of one didn't suck.
I mean, if you look at it as like an hour-long single episode of a show, it totally makes sense. Splitting it up makes it flow a little weirder.
But they're 50 minutes apiece.
Give or take, yeah. It's just, I mean, like, yeah, the problem is the first episode was also very like slow and plotting.
Had to stop because at the end of 5 it crescendoed, and at 6 it crescendoed once again into him figuring out what he's going to do next.
Yeah,
and so there was really nowhere the story had to go, so you had to stop and have a couple episodes of rebuilding.
Yeah.
So introduce new characters, introduce new storyline, get the plot
going. It's a whole new arc. Yeah, that's the biggest thing about it.
It's an arc in the middle of an arc. Yeah,
Well, you got small things going on. Like there's all the little plot details.
They're building. 9 may be better. 10, who knows? I
mean, it does. I mean, once again, it's just 9 and 10.
Yet. You might, but I don't.
But 9 and 10 are the end of this arc, and then 11 is another
start. It starts
standalone.
Again.
Well, it's a standalone.
Yeah. There's only 11 episodes in the season, right?
Yeah.
There's no season 2 yet.
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming this year. It's just that's why we're doing this.
Okay.
To preface season 2.
Oh, it wasn't just to piss me off.
No. But no, just the whole point is, I mean, and it is also a big cast of characters introduced. Like we didn't really need to meet everyone else in the house. I mean, I guess it matters when she starts hopping from dream to dream, but they really don't play that big into the story individually. Like the one dude helps out a lot, and then
Mr. Old Stephen Fry shows up, helps save her from those guys that attacked her outside the bar.
Yeah, that was weird.
He just pulls a blade
because he is like an old English gentleman for some reason. He's a very strange. I mean, everybody in the house is strange. Let's be honest. It's like if you wanted to convince me that everyone in that house was somehow a dream that she brought to life in a weird way, I would believe it because it's fucking weird. Because even over the phone, whenever they pull up to the house first, and the guy comes out to greet her. And he's like, Rose, and they hug and everything. And she's like, are y'all old friends or something from when you lived here? She's like, no, we just talked on the phone once when I booked the reservation, but we got his entire life story and vice versa.
And then he told everybody else.
And then everyone else in the house heard about that. So everyone else greets Rose like they've known her. I was like, this is fucking odd. Like if I walked into this situation myself, I'd be like, I'm going to go to the La Quinta.
The sisters, though, one of them just whisper and everything. Just
one doesn't.
Out.
You're not even sure they're 2 people. It might be one person split into 2 bodies. But no one knows.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't think we ever actually get a true explanation about who they are.
What was she reading in the dream? Is it the sentence in the Constitution? Is that
she
what it was?
married a sentence.
Yeah.
She married
a sentence.
And was reading the sentence into Constitution.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I missed this.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
it was
I was
weird
trying
as
to. I was
hell.
like, wait a minute, that. Yeah, she was. Yeah, most of the time you hear her talking and everything, then she's the way she was doing. I was like, what?
Oh, in the dream that
Yeah.
she was having. Okay, yeah.
when
that
Rose was
fucking
dream
weird.
hopping.
That's right. Okay, I forgot what that was. Yeah.
That was screwed up. It's just weird.
Yeah,
I know it's unorthodox, but as all of you know, I married a sentence.
yeah, that's right. Okay, once again, I didn't watch episode 8 today. I watched it like 2 weeks ago, so it's been a minute. I only had so many hours between everything I had to do this morning and you guys showed up, and some of that was a little bit of a nap because I had no energy. I had zero energy until after Chad got here, so it is what it is.
Glad I could perk you up.
Well, it was probably the pills, realistically. Like once I took my blood pressure meds and my vitamins, oddly enough, I got more energy. Go figure. I stopped feeling like shit. Despite what the camera looks like, I'm not actually on death's door that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
Hope not.
Hope not. At least on the screen, I look deathly pale.
You do.
But I think it's the actual color tone of the light, but I'm not going to fuck with it right now. Next week. Assuming the lights function next week. We got 1 weekend and one already died.
Next week, you're going to look like President Trump.
I'll be super orange. I'm fine with that. I am very fine with that. I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see what kind of chaos Doge causes this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
He made the Daytona
I'm
500.
kind of behind everything Doge has been doing.
I saw that.
Yeah.
The Beast. Was he in it?
Yeah, he was in it.
Oh, I didn't know he was in it.
Oh, yeah. They had to be doing at least 80 miles an hour to go around it just to stay up.
Yeah, I think it's 80 or 90 for the guide laps or whatever they call that.
That Daytona, that's a huge incline on even the straights.
Yeah,
They were talking about you have to have a certain amount of speed to stay out there without sliding down.
without sliding down. Yeah, but he was actually in the car.
He was in the car.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it Daytona or the Brickyard that has the steepest incline?
Bristol, actually.
Yeah, Bristol.
Yeah, I've spent a long time since I've done any NASCARing.
It's steep.
Yes.
Steve.
I mean, hell, the straight steeper and other tracks curves,
Mm-hmm.
So I like Pocono. Pocono's like flat.
but it's one of the faster damn tracks too.
Yeah. If it was any bigger, it'd be the fastest track.
Yeah, feels like the size of Talladega.
God.
If it wasn't for those 3 turns and everything was banked better, Talladega'd be fast as hell. What?
I don't know. We took a very weird turn from the.
Sorry.
Like we somehow like we went straight into criticizing NASCAR tracks.
Yeah.
But
We're not normal. Hang on.
I will say, unfortunately, okay. So I know you watched at least one night of the Kill Tony New Year's Eve.
I watched both.
Okay, I've not seen the second one. First one was actually pretty good, but there was a couple people that were meh, and then a couple of really good people. But I loved Fiona Colley's set, the girl in the wheelchair. She's so fucking good.
Oh, she killed. And then
She's so good.
Cam Patterson always kills.
There-
Made me laugh.
But actually, some of the other episodes, the regular episodes, the fucking Fluffy episode was so
Yes.
damn funny.
That was great.
So Gabriel Iglesias actually made it to his first Kill Tony ever. But when they got all the way to the end with Ari Mati, and he tells him, "Hey man, you left a whole bunch of fucking merch behind in Estonia," and he's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, boxes and boxes of your merch nobody ever took.
Yeah.
when y'all left." It's like we throw them out like it's
And
Africa.
Fluffy was just exasperated. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and then even Tony's like, "Yeah, man, last time you were here, you left a whole bunch of your Tapatio sauce here. We all have bottles of Tapatio,
Oh, man.
the fluffy Tapatio." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Merch guy's getting fired." He's like, "Your merch guy's running around on the balcony right now, going crazy."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like my like Tuesday at work.
That's
stress
always my
relief.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I got so many hours to kill at work. That's always my Sundays.
Yeah. So, well, this Tuesday is going to be weird because I'm going to have to watch the uncut episode to get my notes for that to edit for Wednesday. So normally I do that shit on Saturday. So I got to watch that instead. So this will be interesting. We haven't gotten any comments or anything recently, no emails or anything else like that. So we're pretty in the clear on that. So the subscriber count's going up. So I'm happy about
Good.
that. Watch hours are doing pretty good. I keep getting contacted by non-existent people to help boost things. Like, "Hey, if you give me money, I will tell you how to be better at YouTube." I'm like, "Why don't you just tell me how to be better at YouTube so I can make money?"
Yep.
It'd be better, you know? So I'm thinking about using an AI software to do some transcribing and scraping for keyword searches and shit like that. And make
There you
life a little easier. We'll see what happens in the future. It's not as easy as you would think. You'd think it'd be easy, but it's not. That's why these people do get paid to do this shit. I don't have money. I don't know if people know. Subscribe to the Patreon, guys, so I can afford to actually make this a better place, on the YouTubes.
You need more money. We have a brand new lighting setup, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. And these are cheap. That's why they break. If I had money for the good ones, then it'd probably break less, in the future. Though I did have a friend who's selling some chairs, so I might get a hold of those.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be better than that, but it will at least roll.
Hey, at least it's not folding chairs stuck in the closet, you know?
I don't know. I might like that better than this one.
I don't know. Do you need back support over there? What do you need?
No, it's just a pain in the ass.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, actually getting in and out of the chair is a pain in the ass. This room is not big enough for 3 chairs, a desk, and all this shit in here.
Nope.
Nope. So, in the future, if we make enough money, I'll have a studio somewhere somehow.
That's near 800 pounds of people.
Probably over 800,
Yeah.
if we're honest, if we're being fair. So, either way, I think that's a pretty good spot to end the show because things are going to get complicated. I will say Louis did want to come by pre-show today, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to have time for somebody to stop by and chit-chat for a while and hang out. And they're like, turns out we needed that time because I had to rebuild the entire podcast setup, which is fucking retarded. I don't know what happened. The last update ruined literally all of the framing.
Yeah, you sat there and did all your redoing. We pre-gamed.
Yeah, you guys were in there having a nice conversation about shit and having drinks, and I'm sitting in here stressing, trying to fix everything because I have no idea what caused that. Normally, I know what would do that, and I didn't do anything to cause it to happen. So I'm like, shit. So I got to fix the aspect ratio of every single frame.
Yep.
So that wasn't fun, So, and I will say this before we go. Jessica started out today in a very, very bad mood and had nothing to do with me.
No.
On her way to work, she got a phone call saying like, hey, sorry, I know it's last second, but you got to fill in at this other office instead of doing the 6 hours worth of shit you needed to do at your own office. So she called me and ranted for like 15 fucking minutes while she was driving. I mean, like, I get it. I mean, considering the massive shitstorm it's going to cause because of that, and now she's the only person who's not been able to catch up on everything. She was very, very angry.
I don't know. I'd be banking overtime or making them mandating.
They won't let her.
Well, they need to if they need to get caught up.
I know. They will not allow for overtime. If she had an hour a day where she could get caught up on the training and shit like that, it'd be fine. And it won't let her come in on a day off to do it or anything else like that. And I told her already.
They're going to be perpetually behind.
Yep. And I told her flat out, it's like, you will not work off the clock. It's like, you will fucking bank overtime and you will tell them to their face, just like you've done before. Sorry, you left me zero choice.
Yep.
The only way I could do my job and get caught up on this shit is that. So the funny thing is, I've already seen you guys once this week. Well, not you. I missed you yesterday.
Yep, you missed me.
But it's like, I thought about it. It's like, damn, we're going to like spend three evenings together in one way or another.
Oh.
It's like, damn.
Well, we're doing dinner at the farm tomorrow.
Yeah, we're doing dinner at the farm tomorrow. So I was like, shit. Like, in another reality, we would have just done the podcast there.
Maybe. Too many interruptions.
Yeah, it's too noisy. Too many wives around, I think. Just kidding.
You all done yet?
But I did.
Shut up.
No, that was yesterday because we missed the thing at Bartlett's because I was doing the podcast with Dante.
You missed it. I had Bandit out with us.
Yeah.
And that fella Eddie was hanging out at the bar. Wanted to see Bandit. And he said, can he come over? I said, sure. Told Bandit, go say hi. He squatted down and Bandit put him on his ass.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
That's funny.
I haven't seen Bandit that worked up and acting like a puppy in a long, long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I turned him off the leash. The lady bartender wanted to see him. I turned him off the leash and he sprinted around the bar.
Yeah.
Doing what I call his bulldoze and rubbing his head all over you and being a goofball. And he was just a happy dog to be out and seeing people.
Yeah. That was probably Kim, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there are only 2 chicks who work back there.
That's not Patsy.
Patsy?
Yeah. Dark hair, curly chick. Short.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
You're just making up names.
No.
Because I only knew Kim and Michaela. I don't know who Patsy is.
Okay. Patsy was there for a long time. She,
yeah, no idea who that is.
Okay.
Either way. But no, that's because, and I told Jessica was mad at me for that. Like, because we're like, are we going to go or whatever? So thank God you all hit us up, said we're going to dinner. I would have been in a lot of fucking trouble. Because like I was like, I'm sorry, but this shit has literally been put off for a fucking year.
dude, that frappe thing, man, was good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I'll have to hit that up another time.
We'll go.
Oh, but I did want to say I did get the final microphone for the travel setup,
Excellent.
and the final boom arms are coming. I think it's Saturday, but it'll probably be here before then. So, because I got a decent paycheck and my tax return, which by the way, my tax return came back in literally a fucking week.
Yeah, we got to do our
So before Doge got in there, I got got my tax return. I made a post about it. I'm like, I was like, man, the government seems real fucking efficient. I filed my taxes, and then a week later, I got paid. TurboTax didn't even have time to tell me. Like, no joke. I never even got it.
It takes us longer because we're 1099s. We have to itemize everything.
So I was gonna have to 1099 my Patreon, but apparently I never set the shit up right to start it.
Yeah.
So even though I technically should have been taxed for it this year, they didn't even get any of it to me in time. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just won't deal with it.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's like $1,000 barrier, and I was like barely crossed that. If it was, I was like, fuck it, they got worse things to worry about in the government spending right now than me not necessarily paying taxes on.
Oh, they dinged us for
$1,000.
last year's taxes. We had to catch up on those. They dinged us for $8,000.
How much?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yep.
Thank God for savings.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to have to deal with that nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, guys, we will catch y'all next time. Make sure to do the like and subscribe thing. Go check out all my stuff if you want to. And of course, go follow the Jefe over at Grounded and Grumpy. One day he'll actually decide to take pictures of shit. Like, I mean, taking the dog out to the distillery might have been a thing to take pictures of.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I just don't think of it.
Yeah, you're bad at socials.
Yeah. I'm not that social.
Dumb.
I'm antisocial.
Yes. And then for all your printing and signage or wrapping needs, hit up the Chad at C4 Graphics. And then once again, I had to think to say it.
Keep
I'm
thinking.
even wearing the shirt now for you to.
Well, I can't see it. Oh, I can on camera, actually. Yeah, there you go. He's got the
Stared at
shirt
his
on.
boob.
Hey.
That's why I always put stuff central. Be like, I'm going to design a shirt that said, no, not here, here. It's like, this is my tit, the symbol's over here.
Give me one on my belly. My eyes are up here.
By the way, guys, sometime soon, a new thing will be coming here for us to use when determining offenders.
Nice.
I ordered a custom thing that should be here sometime soon
Very
that I
good.
did not tell you guys about.
The wheel of offense.
Not a wheel. Nope. So that should be fun.
Good.
It should be a lot of fun. So either way, guys, look forward to that in the future because I know Louis wants to come back sometime soon. So on his second turn, he will have to be inducted.
So did you have a good time when he did it?
I mean,
Was he weird?
he's weird to begin with,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Just bring him in with you when I'm out of town.
We'll
That's
see.
what we did last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we had to do. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because he takes off a whole day of work to do that, and he shouldn't have to do that. So,
Right.
it's like I don't really want to fucking take a whole day off of work.
But
I didn't realize he did that.
Yeah.
3
he
weeks later, do another one. Yeah.
I mean, he is the boss, so I guess he can also
Okay,
do that. I mean, it is his business, so it is
I'm
what
out.
it is.
Like I said, I'm out the 27th. So what's that? The 2nd or 3rd? That Monday, I won't be here.
Yeah. We'll get ahead. Odds are I'm going to record several episodes while I'm in Maryland.
Yeah.
So we might not even need it regardless.
Okay.
We'll just do a catch-up episode after the fact.
Couple weeks off. That'd be nice.
In theory. Or we get super far ahead. Either way. I don't
It's
care.
super far. Yeah. That'd be nice.
If we
too.
get nearly a month
Well, we
ahead, it'll
need-
be really confusing for me.
We need to prepare for my absence in August because I'll be gone for 2 weeks in August.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't know if you know this. It's February.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about August yet.
Well, I'm planning an Alaskan
you-
road trip. So
We don't know that you'll make it that long. We don't know that you'll make it to Alaska.
or still be on the podcast. Okay, bye.
It's like we'll just pretend like that week before. It's like, yeah, this is Jefe's last episode because we're pretty sure he's gonna die. He's driving to Alaska.
Oh, I plan on sending in vids and all that shit.
That's good.
And don't send them in. Just save them till you get back.
Really?
It's gonna be a pain in the dick to send videos.
Okay.
Yeah. Just hold on video stuff and then come back later. Be easier to offload footage.
Yeah, whatever.
No, just trust me. It's way easier to just offload because the compression of the video being sent will make it ass.
Okay.
Yeah. So just save it till you get back. That way we also know you're alive.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's gonna be like that bear guy who went to go live in the fucking woods. We'll just find the phone later.
Jeff ate a bear.
No, I'm pretty sure Jeff got eaten by a bear. Again.
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 The big bird chasing
Yeah.
me.
Fucking A. All right, guys. So make sure you go watch the taste test videos because I forget whichever way this will come out. Yes, the secondary taste test video will come out, and then sometime soon we will be doing a mixed drink version.
Yes.
And then also you still need to acquire some Porosos.
Yes.
Yes.
Porosos.
So next week, bring some Porosos.
What mixed drink are we doing? The one I want to make?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and Jordan said he is 100% down. We just got to let him know when we're going to do the Elvis
Nice.
mixed drink. Yeah. So we might need to pull that one off on a weekend.
That's the banana one.
The banana bacon one. Yes.
Okay, we'll do that one another week.
Yes. So
I'm doing the pineapple upside down banana thingy.
ugh,
What? That's gonna be good.
I hate pineapple.
He doesn't like fruit. I found that.
No, I hate pineapple.
Oh, whatever.
Very specifically, I hate pineapple and peach.
Anyway,
Either way. With that, guys.
okay.
Okay, bye. 3, 2.